It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don off mic, and if we talk, na 500,000 they go sama us call am hate speech. But fear not, Mayegun don come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. This one not dey off in mind, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be dey holla say dem want the power. Chai, dem be promise us say we go get light and power. Dem hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over Naira. Still them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Mayegun don come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. This one not dey off in mind, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Person wey dey do evil no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too dey talk. He too dey talk. Say Mayegun diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man pikin dey the street dey hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Mayegun don come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Mayegun diary, diary politico. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìí yẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Presido bá rúfin o. Mayegun mami. Àní ẹ̀ sọ́ra jù. Mayegun ti.
Hello there. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. This is Mayegun Live. Thank you very much for joining me, dear Templars, in the Temple of Truth, TOT. Here is your GO. After reading the caption of this broadcast, the next thing you should do is to also read the description of the broadcast. Like it. That's your offering. Share it to invite your friends, your family, and your not so friendly friends, your frenemies. Tell them that Mayegun is back. Mayegun today. Thank you so much if you have done that already. Tonight, I have come again with some loads of gists, and it's always going to be pretty much available for everyone to decipher on the program tonight. We are starting with the news that whatever it is right now that the Nigerian Naira is experiencing in this voodoo economy, thiefnubu, where they are feeding you with falsehood, lies, propaganda. Do you remember the saying that you can steal it, or you can grab it, or even snatch it, or run with it? Use propaganda to gain power, but you will not be able to run a country successfully on propaganda. Propaganda cannot fix economy. Propaganda cannot fix insecurity, incompetence of those who have grabbed it, snatched it, and ran with it has become so much exposed that their stock in trade, as we speak, is now blackmail, gaslighting, and in some cases, different kind of threats. The criminals who told you that thiefnubu, the druggie, the jaga banditi, the jaga addict, the Asiwaju Awole, Asiwaju Awon in that contraption called Nigeria, they said he has been preparing to be your president for 30 years. The last 18 months has been the hell, something worse than the Shege Banza, the Shege Promax. Today, they are asking you to be patient, endure, while they while they feast, they ask you to fast. While they go borrowing, they ask you or force you to go sorrowing. Today, the Nigerian Naira has taken further hits, and for those who love to, who are very good in reading, the economy, I think they are like the economy experts, they call themselves. They have dropped a new warning. And for me, on this platform, even when the Ronukus, the bad starts, the bad idiots, the crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, the ass lickers, the all-risers, the Lagos Abobakus, even when they try to gaslight us and said, most of the time, they say it's because we are wishing or we are not wishing Nigeria well, that we are always happy whenever Nigeria goes down. We're like, this is not a matter of wishes. If wishes were horses, beggars no go ride. If witches can build a country, do you know that Nigeria will be far better than some of these first world economies? Oh, I wish. Just close your eyes. I wish that Nigerian Naira would be to dollar would be 1 Naira to $1. And it'll just be like, dan, 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 and it will automatically become 1 Naira to $1. Oh, I wish that all the Nigerian roads, they will just look exactly like the best roads in the world. Dun, dun, dun. I wish that Nigeria hospitals, they will just be the best in the world. Dun, dun, dun. Best hospitals. Do you even understand what it means? If people are trying to gaslight you and say, oh, it's because you are not wishing Nigeria well, that is why Nigeria is going down. The lunatics who does that, they are on Mayegun's diary political once in a while. They accuse us of not wishing Nigeria well. Then I am like, hang on. Let's assume that me and you and you and you, we are not wishing Nigeria well, but others are wishing Nigeria well. How come saying our own wish, they come to pass? That is why Nigeria is not well. What happened to your own wish? The Ronukus, the Ronu Nazis, the Ronu bastards. How come your own wish? At least you wish Nigeria better, Abi. Wishes don't build countries. Wishes don't build, especially economies and countries that are intentionally sabotaged by the rogues, the American assets, the Saudi assets, and the rest of all those criminal assets of foreign agents in Nigeria, intentionally destroying Nigeria. Here is one of them. Okay? Nigeria Naira is worse than the trashy paper. This one is House of Representative member from Kano State. This is how he intends to empower his Alimajiri supporters in Kano to boost the economy of Kano. He decided his own share of the loot in Nigeria. He decided to cash out, envelope the money, and share it to the Alimajiris in Kano. He didn't put this money together, right, to start a company or a training institute that will educate those who are supposed to, help Nigeria out of the wood. No. In Nigeria, where criminals are writing budgets, debating budgets, padding budgets, passing the same, sharing the money, they will push the blame, the responsibility to you and say, instead of you to pray for your country, instead of you to pray for your right? Or it's because you are not praying enough. It's because you are not wishing Nigeria well enough. That is why Nigeria is going down. The rogues are taking care of themselves. They are asking you to go and do 40 days fasting and prayer, 120 days vigil. There is actually another one that was like 300 days of fasting and prayer. People will even kill Jesus self. They are not suffering like you. They are not. That should have been one of the greatest sins at the time, to kill the Savior. Yet they are currently not even suffering like the rest of you. The rogues are taking care of themselves. They are buying themselves cars. They are buying themselves private jets. Right? They are denying you what should have been basic things: healthcare, education, security, infrastructure. All of these have been denied you. But you think pointing fingers at people like me is going to make your problem go away. No, it won't. thiefnubu went to the World Bank, to the IMF. They gave him conditions before they can give him money. Nobody is bringing their money to Nigeria to come and invest in a place led by a drug dealer, in a place led by, deputized by a Boko Haram terrorist. a place where God knows maybe these foreign investors also have their own intel that has probably told them that all these guys, they are assets of foreign countries. So you better be careful. If you go to that place, it's either you are just going to go in there to go and lose your money. In 18 months, thiefnubu devalued your Nigerian Naira for peanuts, for loans. It devalued your Naira, devalued your hard work, devalued your existence by more than 500%. And today, Nigerian Naira is now 1,749 Naira to $1. These were the people who took the Naira from 148 Naira to $1 to what it is today, right? Now we have received the report. Your foreign reserve is not $40 billion. It's all fake lies. I told you that one before. It's coming out now. In January, in fact, by next month, it has been projected that your Naira to dollar is likely going to be over 1,000, nearly 2,000 Naira to $1. By the time you get to January, February, when Donald Trump finally lifts the ban on drilling crude oil in America, and people begin to drill as they are singing it currently in America, drill, baby, drill, baby, drill, 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 drill. All this climate change campaign and the rest of that, by January 20, the first set of action of Donald Trump is that America should drill, drill, drill. And that simply means if they are still selling a barrel of crude oil right now, for example, let's say $70, last if it fall down to maybe $40 or $50 in 6 months of the first 6 months of 2025, when that finally happens, your Nigerian Naira will likely probably crash further to the easiest could be probably 2,500 or more around that time. That will be the time the lies they are telling you, like many other lies they've told you, that you are wondering, maybe they said that when they remove subsidy, that it's going to strengthen Naira. How come the thing is not strengthening? It's becoming weaker and weaker. By next year, the whole lies will explode. And you know what that simply means? The same criminals who told you they remove subsidy, playing hanky-panky, they are playing hide and seek with your lives and your future, right? Subsidizing dollars, the scarce forex, they are subsidizing these same importers, playing hide and seek with you, Dangote, NNPC, importers, exporters, all this nonsense, Abi, in the with the promise that Nigeria Naira and Nigeria crude oil will be sold in Naira, and all those lies, by the end of this year, the whole thing will become tissue, as they are, tissue of lies that will hold no water, nothing. So, I don't know those of you who are businessmen. I have no idea. I do have an idea, but maybe not as much as those of you who are experiencing it. What it takes to run your business or to sustain or make your business survive under this thiefnubu. To this point, it is about to get worse. And I know that the real people that will suffer it are simply the consumers, the end users, the same pro-beating citizens of Nigeria who have been waiting for thiefnubu's renewed hope, which is reduced shege to start with, renewed shege. You see, those of you who are businessmen, businesswomen, who are like importing, people have said that before, and they are still saying it. What it takes them to import and clear 10 containers, this is just last year, a year and a half ago, is what they are now spending, to import and clear just about 2-3 containers. And guess what? At exorbitant cost. And that is why things will continue to be like, another thing. In Nigeria today, despite the fact that they announced increase in your minimum wage by these scammers, these graduates, thiefnubu and his gang, he has not been paid to anybody in that contraption. I just thought I should tell you, in case if you have other alternative and other plans, just begin to explore, kind of exploit them, explore them all, because all the lies they told you, it's almost like a shit now that is going to hit the fan. When it hit the fan, now all of us could stink, including those of you living in the diaspora, right? I was trolling them on Twitter earlier, and I saw this woman who happened to be the former wife or the wife of the former or late governor of Edo State, Betty Akeredolu. Is very bitter indeed. Who will rescue Nigeria? What a zoo country. What? Madam, what's happened? How come that you are beginning to agree with us that Nigeria is a zoo? It's probably worse than a zoo. Zoo is organized. So those of you who have been to zoo, not Nigerian zoo. But I think when Nnamdi Kanu called Nigeria a zoo, I don't think it's referring to the normal zoo. Have you been to Nigeria zoo? Have you? Oh, you should. Baba, you go do charity, fundraiser for them and for the animals in those zoo. That's exactly what's the old caricature of a thing that they've made Nigeria, a zoo. And if we stick to that, we can say, Baba, you know that what they call the patient dog, eat the fattest bone. Have you seen the patient dog and the patient lion in Nigeria zoo? Baba, they know they see any fattest bone anywhere. Go online and search for Nigeria zoo and see the animals in their zoo. And then you kind of will be able to, compare them with the Nigerians who are mostly walking corpses right now, So when this woman said, who will save Nigeria? Who will rescue Nigeria? And I was like, that's not small. Everybody, here you get, everybody go confess that,
patience. I came to ask the...
This is what I remember of her. I'm starting with this tonight.
Patience. I came to ask the party chairman, are we holding this election or not? And I said, what we witnessed in the past 2 days, we are kangaroo elections, state assembly. And I thought, okay, the governor can do anything with the state assembly. But national, this is a very important legislative house. You don't joke with it. But lo and behold, yesterday, they asked somebody, all the aspirants, to step down for one, I don't know whether to say unpopular, because he just collected his form maybe 3 days ago.
What is his name, man?
Who is this person?
Please, I don't know.
Okay.
Other aspirants that be campaigning, spending their money, they forced them to step down, and they did so with anger. You need to see the video of these other aspirants. I said, if this is what Hope is planning for Senate, all of us are responsible Nigerians. You can say upscale Nigerians. You can't do that to me. You cannot. I'm an advocate.
What's your demand?
We must. I got to vote. We must vote. If I lose, I will lose gallantly. I will support my brother Sungwa Chema and the delegates over the Sonucho. But as it stands now, I'm not on consensus. Consensus is not in my diary because I knew I worked hard to win this election. Let us follow the election.
Thank you.
Don't worry, Sonu. I will have a here. I here. This is 2022 for crying out loud. How can we change the system if there is no transparency? And I want
Nuisance, Lele.
Just a quick reminder. So now that Betty Akeredolu, the Rotifmi Akeredolu's widow, who is no longer have access to the state fund, the sort of comfort of office and all of those things around it, the Lockstar and all of that of the office. So, like Aregbe Mugbana Baba Kabiru, Baba Afusa said yesterday, this system of government is making some people rich and it's making some people poor. It's not good. People are going to revolt very soon. They are always, they always seem to come back to their senses when they are no longer in power. All right? Before they gain power, they pretend to have sense. Then when they have access to power, where they chop, right? They will become, they will begin to maintain table manners where you don't talk when you are eating. All right? Then once they are out of their power, then they will get their senses back. Suddenly they will kind of like, realize that the system won't work. It is like this mofo. You see this Ikorodu mofo, right? In 2011, he was one of those who knew then that this druggie, this Kolu thiefnubu, is a drug lord. Today, is a special advisor to thiefnubu on social media matter. Today, he is now defending thiefnubu and is a drug heroin trafficking history and every other thing, including the certificate forgery today. But give him another few months. Once they remove him now or sack him and he doesn't have access to free money anymore, it will go back to this status quo where they'll begin to talk about how Nigeria is not working, is nye. Today, thiefnubu is reforming. 5.1 billion naira is the total money that thiefnubu paid out to buy V6 Prado, Toyota Prado Jeep for 2023, 2024 made, brand new to Toyota. Even though they are telling you, all of now, to endure. So if you go to their govspend.ng, you can see how much money these Olori Brukus are spending. So when one Ronuku, maybe na Brodian Ronuku, came on to Mayegun's diary Politico and told me that, Mayegun, all this name calling, they are not necessary. I say, Ogun kill you, they Ogun paidan. That's what I actually said, though. I said, if you come to Mayegun's diary Politico with all your political correctness, or shofoni, or shofo, or jonodanoni, right? It's necessary. Okay? Like, interjection, what's it like in between? You will not use political correctness here. I mean, it is actually forbidden, in case if you are new, especially those of you who are the new Templars, who probably joined Mayegun's diary Politico maybe a few weeks ago, maybe a few days ago. And somehow, you want me to be a gentleman that we just, you can deliver your message without having to abuse anybody. Or shofoni. If you don't understand the meaning of shofoni, ask somebody in the comment, they will explain it to you. Political correctness here, because some of you Nigerians, right? We have already deciphered that here. We've decoded that, okay? That most of you Nigerians, you do not really hate corruption. You do not hate oppression. Most of you just don't like it if you are not the one doing the oppression or benefiting from the corruption. We have those that usually hide behind the pulpit bandit religion to defend the pulpit bandit pastorpreneurs and all of that. Pastors, you dey feel me, eh? So if I have to stop in midway to beg you to kind of like even though that's not to the work, if to say the work, I suppose don't see some of you get here with it done because you will not even have a chance to grab your phone and come on to Mayegun's diary Politico to either indirectly defend these criminals and take offense. Do you know the people who only take offense on Mayeguns that are political? The closest supporters of these criminals who are always cherry pick. You know, you are a Yoruba man. As a Yoruba man, you are supposed to respect elders. The reason to be shofoni, if you have a problem with me, calling out and cussing out these Olori Brukus, and you don't have a problem in questioning that who born these people, who raised them, who are their parents? Did the parent of your criminal leaders in Nigeria, did they raise thieves or responsible men and women? I mean, you have a chance to lead the people, represent them, speak for them, but you spend the time to sabotage them, steal from them, and leave them in penury, leave them in abject poverty, leave them vulnerable, exposed, unprotected. Abi, and yet you are still looking for respect or shofoni. You have a problem with me, causing them out. But you don't have problem with these guys. You think I don't have home training? Oh, you this guy, you lack home training. I beg, who trained these ones? The ones that are drug pushers, drug addicts, certificate forgers, those who are destroying Nigeria. Who raised them? Who are their parents? You don't have problem with that, do you? Oh, you have problem with me. The reason why it's is because, Baba, see light in the end of the tunnel. You know that one that say there's a light at the end of the we don't go check them. See light at the end of any tunnel. Nobody only say they don't steal the generator. Baba, they've stolen all the cable, all the wire, lights out of the end of the tunnel. You will remain in that darkness. And these guys don't care. They've mortgaged the life of your children and children's children. I know some of you have invested so much in your own self-survival, which is pretty much like selfishness. As long as I am okay, then Nigeria is okay. If I can pay my hospital bills, who says Nigeria is not fine, it's not working? If I can open a business for my wife, she doesn't even have to run it. It's just for her to just, let she not be like, say she's not doing something. Nigeria is fine. Now you don't know the way. In your selfishness, we have that too. There are many people like that. The liter of petroleum is 1,200. You these people, you want to kill us. Then you turn around and say, well, as long as God is giving us, I mean, I'm grateful to God. I mean, even if they sell the liter of petroleum for 5,000 naira, to God be the glory. I can afford it. In your selfishness, we know people like you. You all need to go and convert your generator, go and convert your car to CNG, but they are buying themselves latest automobiles that are using petrol because they don't have to really pay for it. Therefore, you don't have a problem since you can afford it. If others can't, well, that's their problem. They should go and work harder. Go and work harder. Do you know that the most hardworking people are people where they dig conga? People where they dig well. They are the most hardworking people. Like the young women who are praying for, I'm looking for a very hardworking man. They can't see a mechanic, they run. They see people where they dig conga, borehole, they run. Because to them, it's just they're not working for pretty much like, with nothing to show. Because these guys have destroyed the economy. They've devalued your currency to the point that you are earning, some of you are still earning what you are earning 3-4 years ago. But now, you have a job, but you are like a beggar too. That affects millions. It affects businesses. People are folding. They are struggling in their business. And those ones who are still keeping their business together, they are counting days until when they won't have those businesses anymore. But since you can buy full tank in your car, it doesn't matter. Nigeria is working. Now those ones be lazy people. Don't worry. So now the only people that have problem with Mayegun, the only people that their skins, their body, they scratch them. Every time they are watching Mayegun, they have advice for me. They have opinion about what I am saying or how I am saying it. They are those of you who are so selfish enough to think, since you are okay, then it's everyone else's fault. But they are not. But don't worry, there were people like you too. Some of those people who are now the victims of the failed economy in that contraption, right? Some of them were in a very comfortable position 2, 3, 4 years ago. Today, they are now at the desperate position. Your own is coming. So that is why the people that told you to go and fast and pray, they are feasting, enjoying, having all the kind of fun that they can have. Okay? Then they paid the few lunatics on social media to come and influence you and make you feel confused. Like, if listen, are you nowhere? This country is tough. That person is coming to tell you that President thiefnubu is doing a great job. If not for him, the thing will be tougher than this. And you want to believe them. My job is to get you thinking. You understand? Yeah, even if you think you are comfortable or you are not. My intention is to get you thinking. My intention is not to make you comfortable. I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I am here to tell you and show you what you need to see and what you need to hear. What you make of that is totally yours. In a system that is so bastardized, so corruptly destroyed, and no one is actually really safe, it is better for you not to live in denial, which is the easiest part. A lot of you would love to live in denial, so that somebody else will probably foot the bill for your responsibility. Some said, why is it that people, if things are really that bad, how come people are not on the street? Because some of them are still being, they are still being subsidized by a lot of people. There are so many of you inside that contraption today that your welfare, your living, your everything is being subsidized by other people. So you don't really feel any much pressure. When it seems like everything won't turn upside down like this, somebody will just say, how are you? Send me your account. Send your account and details to me. I will see what I can do. And once they do that, then you've got a relief for a few days or maybe for a few weeks. And every time things want to go like, you want red do, you don't red do, somebody will ask you, send me your account details. That is why you haven't seen a lot of people actually losing it. And the criminal politicians themselves, they are doing charity too. Do you know that? Yeah, like this guy that was the one I showed you earlier. Go and share 10,000 for them. Go and share them 1,000. Or go and give them a Congo of rice. Or go and give them bread. And all of this, they will give you temporary relief. And that will be like, okay, maybe God will do something very soon. But there is no real plan, man. Yeah, no real plan. 5.1 billion naira to buy 26 vehicles for people who say don't get car already. This is how they spend the money. But for you, then you need to wait and endure. We are working hard. We are working hard. And then they go about borrowing money with ridiculous conditions to further devalue your naira. And they are not investing this money in any real sector to start with. Not in any real sector. You need 24 hours electricity if you want to run and industrialize their country, which can then generate employment, in massive employment. Abi? You need government to come around and bail out struggling manufacturing sector. No, they are not bailing anybody out. Rather, they want to tax you to death. So this is just the beginning. According to thiefnubu, if there is other way, he will probably have adopted it. But there is none to start with.
The cost of fuel has gone up. Food and other prices have followed it. Households and businesses struggling. Things seem anxious and uncertain. I understand the hardship you face. I wish there were other ways, but there's not.
Chai!
There is none. That's exactly what Wike said. Talking about, I mean, the guy destroyed people's livelihood. He destroyed people's homes. He called them shanties. He burned down people's homes. He called them shanties. He said they were illegal shanties. People displayed their own document of their land. He said they were not originals. You believe that? Then he called the media chat, Nigerian media, channels, TVC, News Central, and all this. He called them together in his office to make himself feel good and justify all his illegal actions. Baba is the government, right? So if I have a document given to me by a government that is, I mean, by the people in government that is no longer in government, and another government came and said, no, that document is not, we are not looking at it, throw it away. And then you take my land and you call my land my home shanties? No compensation, no nothing, just like that. And then he called the media. He called the media to make himself feel better, talking about it. This is the guy talking about destroying people's livelihood. And he actually feel good about it. Here is Wike.
Shanties are not where people should live. No. Shanties are illegal people.
TVC News has a follow-up to that.
Honorable Minister, some people will also quarrel with maybe your style in engaging these people, because you also went to a place in Lugbe and some other areas where some buildings were demolished because you say they don't have approval, and they insist that their papers are intact. People have quarreled with your style. They say that appears as if the Honorable Minister is not listening, because there was even this viral video where you engaged with somebody and probably used it's, I think, tempers flared at that point, and people didn't like that. That as government with a human face, you should also be listening to the people.
Why does the criminal need a human face?
No, I'm talking about this time, not those in shanties this time.
Now, let me tell you. Why do I have to sympathize with the criminal? Why
not those in shanties.
Now, the criminals are not only shanties. Land grabbers are criminals. Why do I have to sympathize with criminals? Why do I have to be friendly with criminals?
Is that how government is seen?
No.
If they said at the time of the ICT gave them approval.
No, it's not correct. Excuse me. Yes, I would like you to give me approval. See, today, on Saturday, I was in my Tama with the Director of Land River Control. I went there. I don't sit in the office to be told this and this. I go. On Saturday, I was there. What is going on? All the green areas, all of them taken away. I said, what's going on here? No trees, nothing. This is good. That's okay. Come. Invite everybody to my office today. Do it. I said, hey, I don't know who, but I hear you people have allocations here and this and that. Well, the lot of land is not controlled. If anybody has encroached to the green area without approval, too bad. Too bad. The building will go down. No, it will go down. Certainly, yes, it will go down. Yes.
Without
and
compensation.
Then without what?
Compensation.
Compensation for what? You encroach on land. I pay compensation. No.
Suppose they have some papers, some kind of papers to show which emanated from government.
The only person that can give you that approval is the minister. If you go and do business with so what's my business there? Sometimes people can do business with them. They give you land allocation paper. What's my business? It is only the minister that has the power to sign.
Your Excellency, sometimes these documents shown are actually AMAC documents, and then you find situation.
Just like I told you that. Before I came on board, there was a director of lands who went to sign on behalf of the minister and allocate land to somebody. Does he have power
But in that case, what happened?
What do we see? Anything you did illegal, what happened? What's my business? In you, having an illegal business with people. No, please. Please just try to understand this. Please, we're always in a hurry to get something. And being in a hurry, you'll be in trouble. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. Somebody goes to sign a CFO when you know there's only the minister that signs a CFO, and you're telling me he represented the minister. I mean, how can you tell me that? You know it is the minister of FCT that signs it. Ordinarily, the president is the governor. But that power has been given to the minister of FCT. Right? Some states, the governor donates their power to the attorney general. I will see the law, he will say that this power has been donated to the attorney general. And the attorney general can sign on behalf of the governor. You don't tell me that a civil servant will go and sign a CFO on behalf of the governor or the attorney general that the power has been given to. And then you come to bring sentiment that somebody is lateral down. Now, why I don't want you to go away from that? When you say this,
Amak land.
Yes. Now, what are you saying? They went and took land from area councils. The matter got to Supreme Court. Supreme Court said no. Every land is under the FCT.
Does it mean...
Now you now go, what I expect you to do is to say, okay, look, we have made this mistake. What do we do to regularize?
Yeah, particularly when they're on the large scale like you saw in
No, don't cut me short. Just calm down so that you get a picture. Some people just move in. And you know, we have this tendency. He will stay 2 years now. It's not 4 years. As a minister, he will go. Another minister will come. We'll find our way. That is what you have in this country. I will stand for that. You can't go to a place and just start developing on a land that does not belong to you. You go and grab land, and then you go and, you know the worst thing, they go and institute action against the FCT. They have their way in the secretariat. They go to the legal secretariat. They have their people. They go to lands. They have their people. The FCT minister is sued, but the suit will not reach him. He will not be served. And then they go. The court will give judgment. They constitute everything.
That means all this is in collusion with your staff, sir.
Yeah. Not my staff.
I mean,
FCT.
But you should be aware that that's what we're trying to, that's what we're doing now, and that's what is painful to people. Do you know as I came, how many directors of land have changed? Yes. Some people saw it as their birthright. Yes. I said, no, you will leave. I removed them.
Was it enough to just remove them?
No.
If their actions had led to some of the problems we are facing now,
the point
was it just enough to remove them?
No. First of all, if you want to clean up a place, and you know that these people are part of the gang, you need to. So listen, you out. Do you know that I made approval for staff to be changed? Some people sat on it. Yes. Until I said, no, we can't continue with this. Everything turned to ethnicity. Everything turned to religion. I'm an Hausa Fulani. I'm a Yoruba. I'm an Igbo. I'm none of this. Everything turned to. So, when people know you're nuisance, Lele.
Everything coming out of his mouth is a lie with evidence. But because it is Wike, do you understand? He's somebody that loves to hear his own voice. Sure you get? Even if you present him with all the contrary evidence to what he's saying, they will be like, And it will be regurgitating nonsense that are not backed with anything. And it has to be the truth. Yeah. If I say it, it must be the truth. Listen, but contrary to what you are saying, like these people have no. They got the document from local government. No, I am supposed to be the one to sign the document. So if the minister is supposed to sign the document, right? And then the ministers before you, who have signed some of this CFO for these people, and you are like, no, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Oh, you went to local, it's the local government that signed it. They say, no, it's not local government. Sir, look, this is the Ministry of FCT. They signed, the minister signed. Look at, no, you forged it. It's a fake document. It's a fake document. There's no minister that signed anything. Minister did not sign anything. Let me tell you something. They have a way of forging documents to make it look original. So with the Wike, if it's not the one who signed it, it's fake. As if to say, the FCT ministerial position has never been occupied by anybody before him. Those criminals, they are criminals. I don't respect criminals. But these people have been there before you. They had all of their papers, everything. No. There's some people in the ministry signed it. You didn't even give them chance to. You didn't even look at the document. From some of the videos we have seen, he didn't even look at anything. He's made up his mind. These are shanties. Okay, listen, these are not shanties. These are already, developing areas where people are already developing their property. No. They just take land. They just go there and take land. And then they start building. And then they will go to High Court. They will go to Supreme Court. In your own country, where they do not have any respect for their own law, or their rules or rule of law, whatever, they don't have any. It is only what he, with a Wike, if he's interested in it, if I am interested here now, everything else doesn't matter anymore. And that is why he was burning people's houses. He was burning people's houses, demolishing them to look more like rough areas, so that he can justify and say, well, it's a shanty. That's why we can't get Jesus. A country where they don't have respect for their citizens. The moment he's interested, even let the journalists ask their questions. Even when they are like, no, but there are evidence that's, no, let me finish. So the only thing he's saying must be the truth. And you can't even go to the court and challenge him, because the court is controlled by him. Yeah. He even justified taking people's houses. He took Julius Berger's land in order to build houses for judges. To bribe judges with houses, mansions. They will build mansions for judges. Judges that are supposed to be neutral in everything, they can no longer be neutral. Oh, here is another windpipe rant, okay? This time around is about the PDP. I'm giving you this so that I can show you other things, so we can get this out of the way, right? Here, with a Wike again.
I hear that the guy is the candidate. I've never seen him. Nobody has ever come to me. So what do you want me to do? What you want me to do because I'm PDP, I begin to rush. I won't do that.
What I'm saying is that what is in the, what a few people perhaps in your party and at the state are saying is that perhaps because of your current position, you may be cheering for the other team.
What is current position? Was I not the position when I supported Diri? Was Diri not run under this current position I was? No, I'm coming. Was it not? I supported him under PDP.
Could it also be because you are sending different conflicting signals to your party members as to where you actually stand?
For this governorship election, I'm not supporting. It's not where I stand. You don't need to say I'm not supporting it.
Could it also be that they no longer see you as a major stakeholder?
Who is the
member
major
of the party?
Who is the major stakeholder of PDP? Mention the person. Nnamdi. Who is the major? Mention one. You may say governors.
Yes.
Who is the governor? You tell me now.
PDP state governor, like the governor of Bauchi State.
He is what?
The governor of Oyo State.
No, fine. Look. I can tell you something. Unfortunately, it's unfortunate. Leadership is a terrible thing. And I pity my friend Sheyi, who is there struggling to see that he gets a brother or brothers in the Southwest. He's doing all he can, but I don't know how it will work out. Let me tell you, PDP has never had it this bad in terms of leadership, particularly from the chairman of the Governors Forum. And I knew it would be so.
That's Bala Mohammed.
Of course. Of course. Let me tell you, leadership is not by mouth, it's not talking. It's not by talking, it's by action. It's not tomorrow you go and blame INEC. How do you know how people are treacherous? When Tabua finished as the chairman of PDP Governors Forum, we have always done it north and south. But Bala and Co connived and went to Bauchi and took away the chairman of Governors Forum of PDP to the north. Of course, he knows. If I was governor, it won't happen. He knows. If I was governor, it won't happen. He succeeded in that because in what we call infantile ambition. To be a leader, you must have to make a lot of sacrifice. You must have the capacity to galvanize the people. You're an opposition party. You're not in the ruling party. People will see that you are serious of taking over power. It's not by mouth. It's not by going to television to talk. It's not by abusing people. It's by how you mobilize their colleagues. He's the chairman of Governors Forum. How has he mobilized his colleagues? By funding the party to make sure the party is effective and efficient to the National Working Committee. To see that they take over power from the ruling party in Edo State.
By funding the party.
It is necessary.
There are no big spenders anymore in the PDP.
I don't know what they call big spenders. All I'm saying, funding the party. You know what you call big spenders. How you calculate what they spend, I don't know.
Your Excellency.
No, I didn't say that. What do you mean? Don't I know that they're funding the party?
Your Excellency, a lot of people
Listen, why you people allow Nigerians to get this information? It will help Nigerians. It will help the party people. Because, you see, when you travel on social media, you won't get the real thing going on. As far as I'm concerned, apart from what Sheyi is doing, and with his brother Osun State, Adeleke, I see no galvanization for PDP to win Ondo State. Yes, it's correct. Yes. You don't need to deceive people. Listen, you look at me. I'm the FCT minister. Not just minister for nothing. I'm a very strong one. And I know what to do.
to galvanize.
I know what to do. So it's not somebody can say, if you do so, you pay.
Is it too late to do that? We should.
No, I cannot. Look, you see, I'm a realist. Anybody who knows me, I don't play this way. She is my friend. Very, very close friend. There's no way she will come to Abuja. He will not come to my house. I won't go to his place. We are very close. And he knows my position. And he knows age, nothing can affect our relationship. No, I don't do that. Fintri is my friend. He did know. I said, look, as far as Bala thinks that he owns PDP, thinks that he can use PDP to do to his own selfish interest, it won't work. What is the problem? Maybe that would have stayed to what maybe you may have in mind to ask. You took what belongs to the South here. The chairman of governor for the PDP ought to come to the South. You took it. Because you think you are too smart.
In clear terms, you are alluding because of ambition. Are you saying because
of
ambition?
Let's move.
Two, because they have ambition. Or to, nobody, people should have ambition, but only because all the inordinate is rubbish. But why not build your party first? Make your party to be a strong party that you can sell to Nigerians. When you don't do that, then you're not being serious. It's not by just, like I said, not by going to television. The federal government is doing nothing. That has nothing to do for Nigerians to believe what you're talking about. Now, what's the problem? All you're interested is to remove the national chairman, acting national chairman. Why? It's not playing according to what you want. All these crises you see today, and that's what I tell Nigerians, that some politicians is terrible. Bala was one. I say Makinde, as Fintri, as acting national chairman. Bala was the person.
Nuisance Lele.
Wike is a madman. Remember that. He is with thiefnubu and is somehow still, as people have said, right? They said Wike, Soloma Kende Ibadan. These two, they have one job that thiefnubu want them to do, is to keep PDP completely in comatose and divided. So it was having problem with Atiku before. Now it's not just Atiku; it's now having problem with Bala Muhammad. So Bala Muhammad, that one from Bauchi, right? That one too is like acting, clever by half, right? Trying to dislodge Wike's loyalists in PDP so that they can actually be an opposition party, not a holding bay for thiefnubu, which is what Wike and Soloma Kende Ibadan, one of the 5 G-string governors then, right? So Soloma Kende Ibadan is loyal to Wike. Wike is loyal to thiefnubu, and this chain of command is to keep PDP divided somehow. So if Wike's hand is removed, there is a chance that maybe PDP can actually be an opposition. But with the Pintiri, Atifu's political boy, and Soloma Kende Ibadan, see these two, they sing the praise and praises of Wike. That's why Wike says they are his friends. So they said in their permutation, they are hoping that thiefnubu will become incapacitated, maybe become a arokeshe, cripple or something, like anything, we say thiefnubu no go contest in 2027. So they can then possibly now receive, this is how mad they are, their permutation. So they will receive the blessing of thiefnubu, okay, to now go and run in APC, in PDP, which would then mean the power will still remain in the south between Wike and Soloma Kende Ibadan. So any effort to try to cut off Wike's hand in PDP, Soloma Kende Ibadan will make sure that that never happens. So you get. So Bala Muhammad's efforts with others is now considered as Bala Muhammad's personal ambition that he wants to be president. So if Bala Muhammad talks like an opposition and say, look at what people are facing. Nigerians are struggling, things are hard, things are tough. Wike, that is unacceptable. How can you say the federal government is not working? How can you say thiefnubu is failing? What nonsense is that? That is unacceptable. You cannot say that. You have to say thiefnubu is trying. PDP cannot be opposition. That's not how to do it. We are all supposed to be together. That is what is playing out. So Solomon Kende Ibadan also wants to be presidiot, but not to be presidiot. It is to help thiefnubu further destroy and decimate PDP. So that in 2027, then Solomon Kende Ibadan won't be governor again. And he may just go and become a minister under thiefnubu, like Wike. So any effort to try to reposition PDP, to rearrange PDP, it must be stopped, it must be rebuffed. And that is why Wike is believing that he is a force, that PDP, with the amount of money he spent on PDP, and they betrayed him, he is the main force in PDP. He's a very powerful force. Who is Bala Mohammed? And as Wike is concerned, thiefnubu no get opposition. PDP no be opposition. PDP cannot disturb because Wike is a stakeholder in thiefnubu's regime. Therefore, PDP APC is PDAPC, and that's how it should be. No, not this kind of opposition of criticizing thiefnubu. Which kind of level now? Do you get that now? This is the supposed arrangements. That is why he's now having problem with Bala. And he calls the two PDP governors, Solomon Kende Ibadan and Fintiri, his friends, that will never stop coming to his house. Because their job is to secure Wike's place. PDP must remain divided and possibly destroyed. That's how it's going to be. It's a crazy place. Seriously, it is a crazy place. And you will feel sorry for those of you who are waiting for 2027. You want to do election with thiefnubu in 2027. They built houses for judges. They are going to build houses for judges. They are going to buy them cars, expensive cars. They've increased their salary by 400%. They're getting themselves ready for 2027 already. Sure you get? So if PDP try to play any smart game, the court will just, a judge in Abuja will just rule something about PDP. Now that one they're going to deal with. That is what they will be dealing with. That they will never get themselves. As long as we're Wike, which he has been given so much influence and a blank check. And he can do whatever he wants. That's deliberate. Somebody said he's deliberately scattering Abuja. So that all those places where they vote against APC, they're not going to be in place again by 2027. They would either have, made most of you homeless, that by 2027, una go don't leave Abuja. Una no go get that power to vote against APC. Talk less of you, changing the demography of the voting demography. No. They are changing it now. It's a crazy place, man. It is unreal, But let's leave them and their wahala. Here is the representative of the man that represents the constituency of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The other day we were talking about Nigeria having a Igbo problem. You see, a lot of people probably don't even understand what that means. You as a person, you may not like the Igbos as you are raised not to like them, okay? But you don't really have any influence in what is institutionalized hatred, institutionalized tribalism against the Igbos. It's beyond just you and I saying we don't like them or we like them. It's beyond that. This is like, I actually called it a Cold War. After the genocidal war of 67 to 70, right? Nigeria, when Yakubu go lost, instead, what they have now, what they have then is no winner, no vanquish. What they activated is, I mean, institutionalized in Nigeria is Cold War against the Igbos. Yeah, the Igbos seems to probably have breached and beat all those, roadblocks and limitations, so to say, with those who kick-started that genocidal war against the Igbos in the 1967 to 1970. Normally, if you go back to history, that was like unnecessary war. So when Gowon fired the first shot from the mountain of Kogia Benue straight into the eastern part of Nigeria that kick-started the war, it wasn't the Biafrans that shot at Nigeria. It was Nigeria that shot at them. They were meant to, not only to physically destroy the Igbos, they were to psychologically destroy them too. But just 10 years after the end of the war, the Igbos were back in contention. 20 years, even 50 years after, the Igbos are now among the top economies that controls the economy of their contraption today. That wasn't the plan. The Igbos were supposed to be like the Almajiris of today. There are people who will be saying, the Igbos, they were so rich, man, it was just after the war. That's why they are now very wretched. But the Igbos, they bypassed. They beat all those odds. They beat all those institutionalized roadblocks, except for the leadership parts, which their institutionalized tribalism has maintained so far. So in Nigeria, it's always like that. Even though, if you look at the whole scheme of things, right, you can say Nigeria have two rules, one for the North and one for the rest of us. Abi? When it comes to the Igbos in the equation, it's even worse. In his own word, because what would you say is the offense of Nnamdi Kanu now? After all that has happened in Nigeria, especially in the last 4 or 5 years, Nigeria, the atrocities of the Fulani terrorists, the Boko Haram terrorists, and so many other terror groups in Nigeria, what would you say Nnamdi Kanu did that they still have to keep him in their detention and they just want him to be there? You can say, okay, because of Boko Haram. Now, Boko Haram is not there. The court said Nnamdi Kanu should be released. But thiefnubu is there now, and they're still keeping him. They kept it that way. So you get, while others are being freed, left, right, and center, those who actually killed people are being freed, pardoned. But person where we say in microphone, the camera, the radio, and all of that he established, never killed anybody. It's like, no, we can't let him go. In his words, listen.
Just, I can tell you the whole lot of things have been done, not just by me, but well-meaning Nigerians, stakeholders, who have found this to be an issue of injustice, who has also found this to appear, like the last time I was there, I said it would appear that there are two sets of rules in Nigeria, one for every other Nigerian and another one for the Igbo man. Where every other Nigerian will scale certain circumstances, the Igbo man will find it very difficult to scale. But what we thought would have been more meaningful is the invocation of sections 174 of the Nigerian Constitution that allows the Attorney General, before the determination or a judgment of the court, that he can write to withdraw the matter. There are precedents that have already been set on this. So we're just asking, well, the way they have done for Igbo, the way they have done for Sowore and many others, that Nnamdi Kanu is entitled to those fundamental rights as a citizen.
Well, you mentioned Section 174 of the Nigerian Constitution. I recall that in June, you made a direct appeal to President Tinubu, along with dozens of your colleagues at the National Assembly, urging him to order the Attorney General to discontinue the case based on that Section 174, which gives him the power to end the trial in the public interest and in the interest of justice. Did you ever hear back from the President or the Attorney General?
Like I said, we've met with the Attorney General. I've met with him several times. I've met with his Chief of Staff of Mr. President.
and many other government functionaries. The only person I have not met one-on-one now is Mr. President.
Right.
And for obvious reasons. He has to be satisfied with the legal position, and also satisfied with the security positions. So I wish to talk so much, but so much has been happening now. The confidentiality of that is also what I said as a government officer.
You can't reveal.
That I can't reveal,
Right.
I can't, but I am very optimistic
Right.
that after all said and done, recently my governor, my amiable governor, Dr. Alex Oti, also talked about it, having met Mr. President, and some assurances that were given to my governor by Mr. President. Those assurances that have been given to my governor remain consistent with the assurances also that I have been given and the things that I have worked with certain circle that have been put up for this. And I'm very optimistic that within no short distance time, Nnamdi Kanu will be released from detention. Whether he's going to be released by the invocation of Section 174, or whether he's going to be granted bail, the Supreme Court, after all, said that the lower court ought not to have revoked his bail, considering the circumstances that he faced before he absconded. Meaning the military came to his home, ransacked his home, and he escaped. Possibly, if he was there, he would have been shot dead, just like many others. The Supreme Court held that under the circumstances, his actions of running away was justifiable. That's what the Supreme Court said. So that since they have already said that he cannot be denied bail, it is also our desire that if bail can be granted to him, I am willing, able to countersign that bail so that he can have the ability to leave detention, at least to be able to take care of himself, see his family, and undertake other activities that's such a...
See? And that is a very plausible argument. There are other things, probably other factors that scares them to death. I don't know, like, why would they be so afraid of a man whose only viable weapon is his voice, his words? But they are not afraid of those who actually wield weapons, those who have killed people, and those who continue to kill people. They are not afraid of them as they are afraid of this man. Is it because he's an Igbo man? The answer is yes. Because it seems like it's only this type of Igbo man that says things that he means, and he's not selfish, and he's not talking about himself. It's not kind of like, wanting something for himself, but for his people. I think that threatens them a lot. It does. So that argument is plausible. And whatever it is that they are pushing behind, which is what they believe is also, or would also be instrumental to the peace, the peaceful resolution of what's going on in the eastern part of Nigeria, the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu, unconditional release of Nnamdi Kanu. It's one thing they call the pathway to peace, but there is more to it. He's still adamant. He's telling them, like, I am not going to drop the advocacy for the referendum of the Biafran south of Nigeria. That is not negotiable. And I think that is what they feared most. That's what they feared most. Talking about the eastern part of Nigeria. Here is something. I got two things. One from Nnewi in Anambra. It's called Owerri Road. I think this is the road that leads to Owerri, or from Owerri in Imo State, okay? So where Soludom is believed to be carrying out, or will be carrying out some major, infrastructural refurbishment road. And houses will be demolished, and the people are already collecting their personal effects on this road. I saw that on Nnewi Connect is called. I'm like, oh, this looks like something that will be interesting if indeed Solo Dump actually works on it. So let me share that with you. I don't know if it's just me. And the road looks so spacious enough, like the properties are like far away from the road. So why is it demolishing or plan to demolish all those properties? Like, is it planning to build 10 labels or something? I don't know. I mean, they could renovate that road easily and make it so modern and like, you know, just maybe dual carriageway. They can still make it dual carriageway without demolishing houses that way. But politicians, Nigeria politicians, I just hope it actually construct something there, you know, and those people are not losing their properties for nothing. I hope they are also compensated because they are far, far away from the main road. It's like they've maintained the supposed, distance from the main road as expected in construction and all that. Sure, you get. Well, when I saw that, I was like, I'm going to share that with my viewers. You know, the place looks more like all it needs is just a proper restructure. I mean, refurbishment of the main road there. It's so spacious enough. You don't even have to demolish all those properties for. What do I know? Also, don't let anybody tell you that even though in Nigeria today, it is already becoming like, since the person who is your president and some of your state governors as well, majority of them are certificate forgers who never really go to school. Okay. So don't let anybody tell you that education is a scam. All right. So I saw a video of a young, woman, like a young girl, in one school in Anambra, that's in Anambra, where they had Peter Obi as a guest, and she was presenting a gift to Peter Obi on behalf of the student after he came to, as usual, to give them some sort of a support. And I was like, oh my God, education is not a scam after all, right? Listen.
Good afternoon, Lordship. Most Reverend Dr. Paulinus Ezeokafor, the Assistant Vice Chancellor, the Secretary to the Bishop, the Manager, and in a most special way, His Excellency, Mr. Peter Obi. It is a great heart filled with joy as we welcome you all to our school today, St. John of God Secondary School, Oka. His Excellency, reasons for our joy are highlighted in the massive support and love that you have given us in the past. As Igbo people will say, Di Batiake Afichere. It could be recalled that His Excellency, during his tenure as the governor of Anambra State, provided our school with 2-seater bus, 35 million naira for various renovation of our physics, chemistry and biology lab, internet connectivities and laptops, to mention but a few, along with other schools in Anambra State. His Excellency, we pray that God Almighty will bless you abundantly for all that you have been doing for us, for traveling around the world doing good. May posterity never forget you. However, in Manasseh, it's Wike na Konere. Your Excellency, we truly appreciate all that you are doing for us. But just like Oliver Twist, we still want some more. Always. We need an ultra-modern administrative complex, modern toilet facility, renovation of different classrooms, to mention but just a few. Our management are trying quite alright, but have limited resources. More resources are needed. For the saying goes that when you train a young child, you train a nation. Just like you narrated about your friends, here there are so many great potentials. And I believe that when they are given the right education, they will do better than this our senior that I am talking about right now. So we truly appreciate you and we welcome you in our midst. We say, may your stay here impact us positively. And for the words of advice, we cannot neglect that. We truly appreciate it. We promise to be the better versions of ourselves. We promise to be the women that the world will reckon with tomorrow. So, Your Excellency, you are highly welcome in our midst today. Thank you so much. And Your Excellency, just to show you how appreciative that we are of your coming, we made you a footwear. No, not for you, but for Her Excellency. We promise to make your size when you come to visit us again. Program that the school has given us. For we want to revive the saying that we want to move from consumption to production. So this is part of it. This is our own way of making Nigeria better. Not only Nigeria, but everyone. Educating the female child, enabling them and supporting them. So this gift is for Her Excellency. When you
now the man comes visit you, but now the wife they get gifts. You know, she's such a brilliant young woman, and indeed, when you listen, you know, to when I listen to her, I kind of feel like, man, education is not a scam after all. It's just that Nigeria is making it look like education is a scam. Education is not, you know. So train a girl child and you will be training a nation. So when you train a girl child, you are training a nation. I agree, 100%. But let's leave Anambra and stop by in Edo. So it's on record that the new government in Edo State is led by APC, Egbekegbe, which took office yesterday. Okay. Now, the new government or the new governor announced his cabinet. And from the list that we have seen so far, Adams Oshiomole, Cyril Oshiomole, the son of Adam Oshiomole, has been nominated as the commissioner for health. Obasanjo's daughter, which is like Stella Obasanjo's daughter, has also been nominated for commissioner. So where is Cyril? This is what Cyril looked like. Let me show you. That's Cyril. He's a doctor. Dr. Cyril Oshiomole, representing his father in his father's third term. Second term, so to say. All right. So this our man has something to say about that. Jimmy Dizu. Listen.
The third person that Okwebulu appointed is Oshiomole's son as Commissioner for Health. What does that tell you? What it should tell you, the young man out there, the young woman out there, faffing around, supporting this and supporting that, is that at the end of the day, a lot of our politicians have themselves and their families, at heart. If the way I'm trained, the way I'm brought up, if I was so prominent, I'm a senator, I'm so prominent, the gentleman is eminently qualified. But that you can reproduce. I know Edo State very well. You can bring 1,000 of them out. But it's always when that takes all. Something tells me that Oshiomhole will sit on Okpebholo's listen that announce my picking home now, so that nothing changes after you've been sworn in. And that's exactly what happened. So you should ask yourself, when you support these politicians, don't just do it for the little money that you say, what is in it for me in the long term? And like I always tell you, this gentleman, qualified doctor, there's no doubt about that. He didn't join in insulting people in the social media and so on and so forth. He probably didn't even join in all the running around. You are the one sweating, doing this and doing that, being used as stock with all the degrees that you have. At the end of the day, he is the one who has been appointed commissioner. And that is just the beginning. I remember here one day, Sheriff read a comment and somebody said that Jimmy Disu is angry because he has not been given a slot.
Yeah, I read that. Mm-hmm.
You read it? Mm-hmm. Now that is how politicians think. The chairman will bring his own. This one will bring his own. You remember during the campaign I brought T-shirt to bring his own. At the end of the day, the spoils will be shared. There might not even be enough money for governance and you will be left hanging. We have to change our attitude to politics. We have to force our politicians to the table to say that fair must be fair. I would love a system, for example, given what we have in Nigeria, where nominees are gathered, you are allowed to apply to be a commissioner. If we do it, other people don't do it, there's something wrong. And an exam is set by maybe Arthur Anderson or whatever, and they choose X number of commissioners and hand over to the governor to work with. Rather, it's going to be Sheriff's son or Jimmy Disu's son. I have so many sons, so I don't know how many you want to pick from that. But because for me, son is, I don't need a DNA to determine my son. Son is son. And talking seriously, I'd like our youth to think seriously about this towards 2027. The third person that Okpebholo appointed.
Also, from the stable of Ribadump, he has also waded into this talk of Lakurawa terrorists. According to him, the Lakurawa terrorists are making mistake. This is the National Security Advisor to thiefnubu, the druggie. He said the Lakurawas are making mistake because nobody fights thiefnubu and win. I don't even understand what that means. But the usual way of their ass licking, all right, is what I kind of see in this. Okay? Oh, thiefnubu has ordered the minister to go and restore power. Oh, the thiefnubu has ordered the Attorney General to go and withdraw the case. Oh, thiefnubu has ordered that the Nigeria Customs should go and make money. Oh, thiefnubu has ordered that we should do, like, ass licking, like fooling, they call it. But here in his words, to the Lakurawa guys, you are fighting thiefnubu.
One, and we are beginning to see the gains, what we call Tinubu gains. Hundreds of bandits are killed today, every day. Tinubu gains. You move everywhere in our own country today, free of fear. Tinubu gains. Things are changing. These so-called Lakura or whatever you call them, they are making a mistake. Nobody ever dares Tinubu and win. Nobody. They have come at a wrong time. Nobody has ever defeated Tinubu. And you are going to be defeated, and we'll kick you out of Nigeria. This is a Nigeria of 2024. And this is a Nigeria where I can assure
Nuisance Lele.
Abawiri, National Security Advisor. This is Tinubu gain. You can walk about in Nigeria today without fear. Tinubu gain. Yeah? We will kick you out of Nigeria. Tinubu gain. hundreds of terrorists are killed, bandits are killed every day. Where? Ribadump. Where are you killing hundreds of terrorists every day? Where? As you are watching this video, there's a report that Al-Makura, what is that place called again? Oh, I don't forget. Somewhere in Sokoto, that the Turuji people have already blocked. You know, they said they were fighting Turuji yesterday. Boy, this talking head, this mofo. He said more. He even said that the Nigerian custom, thiefnubu gain. Nigeria custom made 5 trillion naira. Thiefnubu gain.
And I just heard what our controller, very amiable Bashir, told us. For the first time, you know, we are hitting 5-point-something trillion. Thiefnubu gains. Thiefnubu gains. And it's happening all over. And we are just 1 year, 7 months. Let them wait and see 2025. It will happen. We will secure this country. We will fix it. We are not jokers. Thiefnubu is a success. It has never been a failure with him. We will fix our country. Nigeria will be okay. And that's why we are proud. Like I told you, we lost one of us, very painful one. We lost Lagbaja, a personal loss to President Thiefnubu, and also to me, an incredibly good person, very loyal, very, very committed, very honest. He served his country well. May his soul rest in peace. And there are many like him. I don't think we have ever had a team like this. You know, the surprising thing people don't know, how we have become a family. Those who are working for President Thiefnubu, we are one. We do things together. We speak with one voice. We will work and we will achieve results. Boko Haram today is running out. Today they have moved to Chad. Most of them have moved to Chad, and that's why the president of Chad declared war. And I just heard
nuisance, Lele.
A complete nuisance. A complete nuisance, man. Like he's lying. It's all talk. Just talk. Talk. All talk. If you open your phone right now and then you get to see the atrocities of these terrorists today alone. But because they believe that they can run a country on propaganda. And that will fix it. Oh, this is the best team. We're the best. We're like family. All of us. Thiefnubu gain. So that means they are reading your posts. They are reading your reactions online. When you call Thiefnubu T-Pain, T-Pain, Thiefnubu pain. Now they are trying to kind of change that and say, yeah, it's Thiefnubu gain. We are making more money from customs. 5 trillion naira. Thiefnubu gain. Do you know what they have done in ripping people off at the that custom of a thing? Where people are now spending so much money to clear 2010 car, 2005 car, old cars. And then if you go out and say you want to buy a car, to the point that an average Nigerian cannot even buy a Tokumbo cars anymore. Wait, then born you well. How do you want to do it? So to them, it's about this taxing and collecting money. A bag, oh my God, a bag of rice is now like over 100,000 naira, 120,000 naira, 160,000 naira in some part of northern Nigeria. Thiefnubu gain. All talk. People are still being kidnapped en masse. Ungoverned areas across Nigeria. But Thiefnubu gain. Freaking talking dead. Well, last night, I think they carried out some raid on rail track. According to the report, they said they carried out some raid on rail tracks in Lagos, and they arrested these guys.
You can go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. These are okay. Go ahead. This one is okay like this. Go ahead and two other ones.
Roast you inside this fire. The metal. The metallic will go in your brain and shine you come.
People were sleeping rough. So they'll probably now have a prison cell to sleep in. They won't get any real help. You know, it's Nigeria. And similarly, a multi-billion naira worth of properties, went up in smoke. In Abuja, where the whole Abuja, they no get fire truck. There was no fire truck to help quench the fire. Fire in our country. Give me plenty water. Make her quench the fire. Somebody's investment gone up in smoke.
Reporting live in Warimpa, fitness. No fire service in Abuja. How can this happen in Abuja without no fire service? This thing is not happening anywhere. Abuja, I'm reporting opposite head medic in Warimpa. This is First Avenue, Fourth Avenue, live. Call fire service right now in Abuja to come and quench the fire. Look at it. People's property worth billions of naira is waiting here. Abuja FCT Minister Wike should call fire service right now to come and quench the fire. Please, call now, call the light. Billions of naira is going on. Billions of naira. This is one of the popular gyms in Abuja here, in Warimpa, live. Reporting live in Warimpa.
That's someone's business gone. I hope they have insurance too. They are spending billions and billions building houses, building this, constructing road to somebody's houses because he's a judge or he's a politician or they have a business around this part. So let's construct the road to the place. So they have their farm along this route. Let's construct a road to the farm for them and all that kind of thing. But basic things like a fire service is not it doesn't exist in the Federal Capital Territory, Nigeria's headquarters. It's crazy. Similarly, the people of Ogun State too, they are crying. Please come to the Army Junction. We can't continue like this. After Lagos State, on the state with the highest IGR in Nigeria, Ogun State is next. Also, after Edo State with the worst road in Nigeria, Ogun State is, I don't even know, maybe now Ogun State be the worst with the worst road. I've been at Lagos State, I've been at Edo State. The number one spot should be shared among the three of them. Or hey, we can excuse Edo, they don't get money reach Ogun State when it comes to the IGR. But they are bragging of IGR in Ogun State. They said Ogun State IGR is more than all the 5 states in eastern part of Nigeria. They are bragging about that. But take a look.
This is Mopo Johnson at Ayetoro. People in authority in Ogun State, see your state to make quick action on this. Ogun State, Governor, Deputy Governor, please help us out. We are suffering on this axis. See, Mopo Junction at Ayetoro. Is this part of Ogun State or Lagos State? It can never be Lagos State at all. It cannot. Lagos State is working. Let Ogun State emulate. Let Ogun State copy Lagos fairly, squarely.
Second in Nigeria was in roads. It's like there is no I mean, it's crazy though. How these guys can really get away with all of this. Eh? You can cry for 8 years. Another one will come. It will do the same thing. Another one will come. It will do the same thing. And you're like, man, what kind of life is this? They are pure rent seekers, rent takers. That's all they know. Collect the money, share the money. I'm just going to leave it at that. Anyway, thank you so much, everyone, right, for listening to me and my rants this evening. I am going to take calls, okay, which means that if you still want to be part of the conversation, all you have to do after liking the broadcast or even subscribing to my channel is to pick up your phone, dial the number on the screen on WhatsApp only, okay? Yeah, WhatsApp only. Keep dialing it, right? And I will probably be speaking to you when I come back. So a quick shout out to our sponsor when it comes to the phone-in segments on Mayegun's Diary Political. It is sponsored by Ya Rasulallah Digital. I have received a very great report that a lot of you, the Templars, you have actually been checking it out as well, which is impressive. Not only that, they have recorded at least some of you have actually signed up and you are in the process of, or you actually set up your own business. See, the idea behind this is if you are looking for an alternative a source of income where you can be trained on this digital marketing stuff and all that, okay? It is not an MMM, not a get-rich scheme. It is not a pyramid scheme. It is like you buying how can I put it out? Yeah, it's like you buying a piece of a training, right? Where you get trained on some of these business opportunities that you probably will fit into. Let's say you are somebody who is working 9 to 5, so to say, working 2-3 jobs just to pay bills only, missing out on important occasions, important events in the family, the children and all that because you are working. And it seems more or less like it's just never enough. Now you want to try something new on the side, you can check this out, all right? And there's no one that is not trainable. You can be trained. I can assure you of that, okay? So if you bring out your phone and you scan this PR code on your screen, okay, it's going to bring up a website. That website, click on it, read more. With $149, you can sign up. And like I've always been saying, right? If for any reason you feel like, oh, this is not for me, right? Before the first 30 days of you signing up, you can cancel it, okay? And you'll get every penny, your money back. So good luck to every one of you. And congratulations to those who have actually really checked it out, okay? Again, this is not a get-rich-quick review. You have to actually do the work. I mean, you would have to invest your time, get trained about this, follow up at the instructions and all that, own your own business in this regard. And the opportunity is endless. So again, good luck to you. So I am going to be back in a minute or two, okay? And that will be us taking calls after. But if you have to leave, just remember, like the broadcast, share it, okay? And I will see you some other time then, right? But if you are staying back, the number to call is right here on the screen. It is WhatsApp call only. Remember that. Thank you very much and welcome back. Oh, I welcome you back though, right? So thank you very much once again. We have our first caller for tonight, and I believe that should be George, if I get you right. Hello.
Yes, you're right. I'm calling from Cambodia.
Oh, Jojo, how are you doing this? What time is it in Cambodia right now?
It's 5 a.m.
Oh dear. So you've been watching my Ego since 3 a.m.
every day.
God bless you. Wow, man, that's some dedication, though.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we are, you know, with the situation in Nigeria, every Nigerian, every concerned Nigerian should follow up with important news like this, at least to get the view of the situation. So you are the best. I mean, you are.
Respect.
Yeah, you are the best.
Thank you.
You are the best. And thank you very much. I appreciate it. I want to comment on. Can I go on now?
Yeah, sure, please. All of us can hear you,
okay,
sir.
Yeah.
Go on.
Okay. I want to comment on. You know, I tried to call. I tried calling yesterday, but I was not lucky. I didn't reach you yesterday. So some of the things you talked about yesterday and today. Some of the things you talked about yesterday and today, I want to say something about it, especially the CIA, Tinubu and CIA stuff.
The floor. I am going to be all ears for you now. So, please go on.
I want most of us following you to understand that we can actually talk about all these things for the next 50 years, and it will continue to get worse. Because we are not the only people.
Talk. It won't change anything.
If we only talk without taking any action, any concrete action, it might not even. I mean, it can only get worse because we're not the only people agitating all over the world. Some countries are agitating, and if you look at countries, if you look at Iran, what is happening in Nigeria today is what happened in Iran before 1979, before the hardliners struck and took over Iran. And since that time till now, America is still struggling to bring Iran down and take over because the government before 1979 was America's influence, America's ally, and all that. Until this cartel that is holding the
Ayatollah and co.
Yes, they took over 1979, and since 1979, America will not leave Iran. And they understand that they need different kinds of weapons, even nuclear weapons, to make them feel among as a global power and all that. And so far they are struggling and they are succeeding. Where Iran is today as a sanctioned country, Nigeria feeling like a country without sanction. If you look at where we are and where Iran is as a sanctioned country, you will know that. We have not started. I mean, we have not started because Nigeria being the power of Africa and looking at where Nigeria is. You can imagine what is left for the rest of African countries that are looking up to Nigeria. We are finished as a people until we decide to die for a cause. Because if we are not ready to die for a cause, then it can only get worse.
For anything else.
Yeah, exactly. If you look at Lebanon, if you see what happened in Lebanon, it is something that's happening in the north today. Before 1980s, some Islamic people were moving on to Lebanon, which used to be the Paris of Middle East. Christians were there. They were making progress until some Islamists decided to move into Lebanon to position and fight Israel. And Christians begin to live the way we are Jabbering today. That's how they start to Jabba, and until these Islamic people took over Lebanon. And look at the country today. All they do every year is attacking Israel. Israel will hit them back. They will prepare again and attack Israel. So until we have a cause to fight for, we will continue to drag Biafra, drag Oduduwa, while Fulani is dragging Nigeria. We are dragging our villages and all, and it all continues like this. And Some people who were fighting before us, most of them are dead now. The young ones are pushing. When they die, then because if this generation don't get it right, if we don't get what we're looking for in this generation, then the next generation will not fight again. By that time, intermarriages and other things will weaken people.
So the base.
Exactly, because the way, if you look the way Igbos and Yoruba are intermarrying, and the way Hausa, Igbo, Fulani were intermarrying, you will see that by the time you will see up to 5 million Igbo Yoruba parents in Yoruba land, I mean, or even more than 5 million people who have Papa Igbo, Mama Yoruba, or vice versa, they will not be ready for all this kind of this kind of mix-up will not be ready to. I mean, they feel like they belong on both sides. So
they will just accept whatever
exactly,
it is.
Exactly the same thing with those in the north. So it's going to, if this generation, if by now and the next 15 years we didn't get anything done, then it's finished. It's finished. There's nothing we can do about it. I want to give a space so others can call.
Thank
I want
you
to
so
listen.
much, George. You are so spot on. Honestly speaking, and I bet a lot of people who also heard you right now are right there seated and they're like, Well, thank you so much for this.
Thank you very much.
You stay safe, man. Respect again. 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Now it's 5 a.m. Man,
Yeah.
Respect. I love you, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Stay
Thank
safe.
you. Thank you.
Nice one, sir. Wow. But you see dedication, right? Even though people say to me a lot of time that, Mayegun, you do not know how much your influence, the reach of your influence. And I said, well, I hope I would never know. Because sometimes, right, it's only when you actually like effed up that people will begin to say, man, this guy, we used to kind of see, you know what I mean? Like, man, this guy used to be, but now, see him now. So maybe I would never know how rich, how far-reaching the temple of truth is. But here is Solo. Hello, sir.
Hello, good evening.
Papa, how are you?
Fine, thank you. The Ronukus have been silenced. It has finally been revealed. You know, I don't know what they are doing now. They've been very quiet. They are probably thinking of a reply. You know, but for now, they are supporting Wike's wicked actions, saying, oh, Abuja already has a plan. Whatever Wike does is right. But let's go back to this, thiefnubu. I used to tell people in Nigeria, your lives are over already. What do you have to lose? They never used to believe me. Now it is confirmed. Whatever they tell that guy to do, he's going to do it. They have him at the palm of his hands. And these people, they've lost Mali. They've lost Niger. They've lost like 3 African countries that they used to suck dry. So what does that mean? That means that the 3 countries that they used to suck dry from, they have to suck Nigeria dry 3 times more than ever before. Can that country handle being sucked out 3 times more? All the mineral resources they used to suck out from these 3 countries, now they have to suck out 3 times of it from Nigeria. The oil, the gas, the whatever they are getting, they have to get it 3 times more. So thiefnubu has not even started with them yet. That fuel price has not reached the final line, you know. And what happened when all these places had military takeover? Immediately, almost immediately, terrorism ended in those countries. Now, they have decided to come and face Nigeria. What do we see? Terrorism has increased. What do they want to do? They want to set up their military base because there was already a plan for this. They want to set up the biggest military base in the world in Nigeria. And why do they want to do that? To protect their assets so that Russia will not come and get it. Russia has cornered almost all the Western African countries and areas that they used to steal from. And those countries now have peace. So what do these people want? They've come to come and bring all the terror, all the weapons. They'll give it to this group and they will make them terrorize. Even if tens of millions of Nigerians spy, none of these Western countries will make any noise. You will not see them say, pray for Nigeria. You know, that is what they want. They want to cause chaos so that they'll have a reason to come into our country and stay there permanently. They need a reason to enter Nigeria. They don't care if we suffer.
I mean, there's somebody just put it in the comments, and I've seen that comment as well, where they're like, so if thiefnubu is CIA asset, so others were like, that means that thiefnubu get out be that. If thiefnubu is a CIA asset, these are the Ronukus who are making mockery of this. And Nigerians who hear this, what are they doing about it? They pretended that they are not hearing it or seeing it. There's no reaction. There's no nothing.
My good, this news channel did not see it. All these news blogs, all these news channels, they did not even post it.
No.
It is so incredible. They literally said that your president is giving every benefit to another country. So that means if it benefits that country for 50 million of you to buy, so be it. And Nigerians are just sitting down there and waiting. Nothing will change. And I keep on saying this. Some people are hopeful. They say, oh, they should release Nnamdi Kanu. You know, it's very unfortunate, but let me just break it down to you. They are not releasing him because it does not benefit them. Why would they release him? You have to break him out. If you really claim that you are there supporting him, look for a reason to break him out. Look for a way to break him out. Stop waiting for him to be released. They will never release him. It is not in U.S. interests. It is going to destroy everything they've worked for. They have to break him out. Because the moment Nnamdi Kanu is out, Nigeria ends. That is it. If Nnamdi Kanu ever gets out of that jail, Nigeria ends. Whatever you want, whether it's Biafra Republic or Oduduwa Republic, everybody, you know, you say we are not one, we are not united. But, you know, we have no choice. We must be united to break away. That is the only strategy that will work. Even if it's 2 million, just 1% of the country come together from every tribe, just 1%. We're not even asking for too much. 1% of 200 million people, that's 2 million people.
That's right.
We have to come together to break up that country.
That's
It's
not even
enough
a small
talk
number,
of,
man. 2 million people. If we can mobilize that genuinely, physically, that's number, man.
you know, so enough of all this Kwankwanso or Atiku or Obi or these people will never arrest each other. They smile when they see each other. We Obi arrest Atiku, we Atiku arrest Tinubu. I dare them to call Tinubu a CIA asset. I dare them. They will never do it. What difference is going to make if these people are still walking free? If Obi is there and Atiku, Buhari, all these people are still walking free, what will change? If Atiku is there and all these other people are still walking free, what will change? Because nothing will change. They will always be there to try and destroy the country. If they are not afraid of the candidates, if they are not scared, if they are not trying to run away from the country because a candidate is coming, then you are wasting your time.
And you are just replacing one with another, man.
So, you know, break Nnamdi Kanu out or stop waiting for them to release him. That is it.
That should be something that should also possibly send shivers down their spine, where you take the war to them in such a way that, you know what I mean, they will never forget.
You know, enough of this gentleman talk. The only thing these people fear are people that are violent, are people with weapons. Look at how they treat all these terrorists. They forgive them, they negotiate with them. Look at how they treat Tompolo. Look at how they treat this guy in Niger Delta. You know, they are always making out. The only way they respect you is when you are violent like them. The only way they respect you is when you have weapons like them. But if they see you, look at how Wike was shouting to owners of property. They don't respect you.
No. They
don't respect you because you do not threaten them. They do not fear you. And you are calling them sir. It's very unfortunate. It's
Thank you so
very
much
unfortunate.
again, as always, okay? We shall continue, right, to put this in front of everyone. And those with a discerning mind, they are watching. I can assure you of that. If anybody feels that because action is yet to take place, doesn't mean that those who need these messages are not listening. In fact, a lot of them are in a lot of ways, but we shall see. Stay safe, man. Okay. Thank you very much.
Good night.
So here is another caller, and this is Prince Adebayo from Sweden. You are back again this evening, sir. How are you?
My king, God bless you. My king, I was listening to you this afternoon. It's like, Baba, I take God beg you. Just continue your afternoon and evening service for the love of God, because that's how I survive. Otherwise, I will go mad. Please continue.
I will.
I like what that brother was saying now. That brother was just repeating my mind. I think I've said this before. The days of politics is over. Will they ever work? The days of preaching like we need good governance is over.
It's gone.
It can never work.
Because asking them to do the right thing is like asking them to sack themselves, and they will never do it. They won't stop. They will never do until you stop them.
They will never do. They will never do it. There was a video you played the other day. Is it 2 days ago? There was one man that has had his house for more than 37 years.
39.
They came out. 39
he just
years.
returned from abroad, by the way, 3 years ago.
Yes.
And that
is
a house
before these people.
Demolished.
Yes. Demolished. So there's nothing they cannot take from me.
They have the capacity to destroy his property. In a state with law and order,
then you now see what happened. What he saw, boy, the NURTW national president. What that guy did in Lagos? If they repeat what that guy did in Lagos in every other state, nobody person will care person. Nobody will enter Nigeria again. I think what video be Baba say pa gbogbo àwọn opponents AC Oluwo kini tó ń lé Baba kini káàkiri. He fight that guy. All the people wey that guy fight for Lagos. When Lagos take your lawyer. Baba, if AC Oluwo starts for national, they repeat wetin happen for Lagos. Everybody will run comot for that country.
Seems like
that country cannot contain us. It's got to be it's so normal. I think history, and that's what I'm seeing. They want to use that guy for the tax collection.
He's already
and they are using.
They've set him up there already now.
Those guys. The guy is deputy that they call you see that one. If you see that one, you see. As I see, Baba, we are entering. I just hope that Nigerians can radicalize themselves and just stand up one day like weed and say, "Oh yeah, we don't want anything.
Enough.
Leave the country for us." I don't know what can radicalize these people. For soft budget, it's not as if they were ever rich. Nothing they ever give to you. You always fought and you use your blood to get everything. If malaria comes, you will go to hospital and pay from your all your last savings. Nothing this country ever do for you. Yet you cannot rise. You cannot rise. CIAT. What this former caller was saying is entirely true. Niger has lost their gate. Burkina Faso have lost their gate. Guinea has been locking their gate. Mali has locked their gate. That means all those things that you find in those countries.
Yes.
You will now see that they will start drilling and start excavating all those things in Nigeria. But in turn here, that Benue state, that trove like that, is full of precious metals. That Kogi that you are seeing is full of precious metals.
And now this is currently filled with illegal miners, illegal mining. A lot of corruption is going on in those places, man.
Yes. You see that northern axis. That's where they bring out all those. That's why they're having illegal miners everywhere in the north now. Zamfara,
and you see those behind them, they are politicians. I mean, Chinese are doing illegal mining in Nigeria, Baba. Like from China to Nigeria. How far now?
Those you know they started mining this silicon for this thing. This precious metal for batteries. They have started all over the north now. It's not official. I think more high. You If you count all the places they are mining now, we don't see them on TV because they just gazette areas, blockade it, start doing their work. By the time we see what's happening in that country, Baba, it will be all over. We cannot even live there.
And they are supplying weapons to terrorists.
Now.
Destroy places so that they can continue to mine the. Come on, man.
Baba, if the best thing is for us to go and look at these countries that have left, Burkina Faso, Niger, and know how they did it. Repeat the same thing. Let them leave us alone. That means we need to unite. All these nations need to unite. Selfishness, don't power. Selfishness. Diaspora do their own. Do their own. This one do that. Everybody come together and chase these people. And notice what they left. All these judges that are giving houses here. Police, they will leave these things. They will leave it for us. If not, they will burn them in those houses. What kind of rubbish? They're stealing everything from everybody. Prince. They're stealing everything. They're stealing land here. They're stealing land in Lagos, in Abuja, and everywhere. That's what they're doing now.
Well,
Baba.
Thank you very much, Prince Adebayo. There, you have a good night, sir. Okay. So here is another caller. Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello, I can hear you. My good general.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Good evening, my. I'm fine, and you?
Well, very well. Thanks for asking. Please.
Yeah. This is Ferdinand calling from Newcastle.
Ferdinand from Newcastle. How's your week going?
Very fine, very fine. It's really been a while, but I've not actually been missing any episode because what I do is even when I miss them online, I go to YouTube, click on save later or save to watch later, and then I rewatch them. Yeah. So you're really doing a good job. Yeah. So first of all, shout out to the brother who called from Cambodia. I think the first caller. You know, somebody watching you at 3 a.m. Yeah, it's not really that easy. You know, that's a level of
every day.
Yeah, that's some of love, and commitment. Yeah, it's not really easy. You know, but that's again to show you the level of content. You know, the level of content of what you have and the impact you're making across the globe. You might not even know. You know. You're kind of like enlightening us and all that. A few days ago there was something you said about some kind of prayers people don't even pray overseas because most of the problems that we pray for in Nigeria are caused by man. You know, prayers like Heavenly Father, as I'm going out, I cover myself with the blood of Jesus. Every spirit of accidents, kidnapping, all those kind of prayers. You know. Honestly, since I traveled out of that contraption, I've not really said that kind of. In fact, to be honest with you, the last discussion I had with my mom, she was like, "How are you doing? Hope you're going to church. Hope you're being prayerful." I told her, "Mom, I can't really remember the last time I prayed though." She was like, "Why now? Why have you? Why this is not?" I said, "No, it's not about why."
I'm like, I know that you have to pray.
It's gonna sound strange. Exactly. I can't really pray and say, "God, cover me from road accidents or kidnappers," because there are cameras in the traffic light. Once you overspeed, you get speed tickets now. You get the letter delivered to your house.
Don't want to do that twice.
And by the time you pay £200 for just for just overspeeding on a highway, and you calculate how much you're making in a month, then not be some person go advise you like, "Man, you have to take it easy." Yeah, you will just slow down. Where we kidnappers come from, there are cameras everywhere, security, everybody, there is work, everybody is working and making money. So there are some things you can't really pray about. So that's just by the way. The problem about Nigeria is like when you have problem in a company, because people don't really get how Nigeria is functioning. Nigeria is like a company. The last time I was listening to your broadcast, you were mentioning companies that has left Nigeria, and you mentioned Unilever. And I was like, oh, if Unilever has left Nigeria, that means Nigeria has also left Nigeria, because that company was formerly called Royal Niger Company. That company is how Nigeria started.
And now?
Yes, that company is Nigeria itself. The history of Nigeria is entangled with that company. Nigeria started from that company. It was formerly called Royal Niger Company. So, if Royal Niger Company has left Nigeria, which is Unilever, then that means Nigeria itself has left Nigeria. So, Nigeria is being run like a business entity, which is what it has always been. All these politicians and all that, I call them looters. They have one thing in common. They are just there to suck the whole place empty and go. And whenever they go, their offspring will start from where they stop and start dealing with the people there. So, and I have this conviction that in as much as we want that contraption to split, that these guys will actually help us to do it with their greed. Because they have this thing in common, like their greed is all, is getting to the extent that everybody wants a bite out of the whole contraption.
You get?
So they are going to
is no longer holding. They are not even
exactly.
Slowing down. You can loot a place, saute. You begin to realize that this whole thing is about to fall. Let's stop it for a while. These ones are not giving up.
Exactly. They are not giving up, and it is that greed. It is that greed that will actually drive them to disintegrate the whole thing. The other day, Odab was saying something about he was discussing something about orientation and how to teach our children the value system and history and culture and all that. And I'm like, how can you teach the younger ones the value system and culture when the government purposely removed history from the school curriculum? Histories are no longer being taught in Nigerian schools, and there is a reason for that. Because the government don't want people to know where they come from. If history is being taught in class, Fulanis will know how they came into Nigeria.
Yes.
You get it? If you come down to the southern part of Nigeria, all this south, whatever, Niger Delta, whatever they call all those axes, all of them, they will all know their roots. All this identity crisis, history class will just solve it, and everybody will know where they belong. You get it?
Yep.
But they actually excluded that subject for a reason, so that the history of people becomes dark, so that people don't have idea of how they came into, how they came to be a part of that contraption.
And if you don't know how you come to be, how are you going to know that what they are forcing on you right now is wrong and different from who you are?
Exactly. So I feel so much pity for the upcoming generations, because if we don't really do anything to tell them where they come from and how things happened, the next generation coming will be lost unless they start asking questions that will lead to, kind of like bring out some bitter answers and truth. Because honestly, what we are running there is no longer a country. But one of these days, with their greed, because the poverty level has never been this high in Nigeria. I deactivated my Facebook account, If anything you post, people use that avenue to ask you for money. Like, the poverty is so much that people I can't even imagine that will inbox me and ask me for financial help are doing that. And when they keep hearing how many millions that these politicians use in buying cars, I feel that right inside their mind, there is a revolution already going on already, because you can't really have so much in a country where people are picking food from the dustbin to eat, where people are starving, and you're driving cars worth hundreds of millions of naira, and these poor people are hearing it every time, and you expect them to be happy. No, they are not going to be happy. One of these days, people keep saying Nigerians, if you push them to the wall, they will open a wall and make a hole. No, one of these days, something drastically will seriously happen, because look at the exchange rates. It's not being friendly at all, and we all know
it's going to get worse, man. It's going to get worse.
And
all this propaganda will not run the place.
No, propaganda will not do anything. Imagine when $1 hits 2,500 naira, what a bag of rice would be like, what importation would be like.
Ferdinand, when we say these things, right? Sometimes we just say them out of the fact that you can see the projection, how things are going. But somehow, there are people that will believe that will never happen. But do you know something?
It's
anyone had told
true,
us that they will be changing $1 for 1,700 and something naira,
I would not believe it.
You and I would likely say no, it's impossible.
I would not.
Even though we said it, but we didn't believe it.
I would not believe I told you I did my undergraduate and masters in this country. My father spent 50-something thousand pounds at that time. It was 20-something million naira. That 50-something thousand pounds is at 100 and something million naira now, Mayegu. That is to tell you how bad naira has gone within a space of 2-3 years.
Jesus.
Honestly, and you feel that it's going to get to a level where £1 will be like 5,000 naira. No, people will be like, no.
Yeah,
no,
like
just
what you just said right now, right? If you say, £1 can turn to 5,000 naira, so many people listening to you will be like, no, it's impossible.
It's getting there already.
Maybe another 5 years time, and it'll be like 4,800 naira to £1. I say, what?
It's getting there. When I came to the UK, £1 was 380, going to 400 naira. We were shouting then, look at naira, what is happening? We were even complaining then.
When I came to the UK, right, a pound was actually 220 naira to £1.
Yeah, imagine.
Today it is now 2,200 or 2,300 naira to £1.
Imagine that. So how can and when importers bring goods into the country, it is the poor people that will pay for this thing.
They are the ones that will pay.
And when it gets to their head, they will never take it any longer. And that, don't forget, what started French Revolution was price of bread. It was price of bread. Bread started French Revolution. They disposed their king, and French started using president. So I feel that one of these days is going to explode. Let me not just take much of your time. Thank you for what I'm doing. Keep up with the good work. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You stay safe and take it easy, bro. Okay, have a good one, man.
All right. You too, my bye.
Yes, sir. I have another caller on the line, so I'm going to ask my caller to hang in there for a second. Sober reflection. What Ferdinand just said there is some level of, let's just sit back and just feel it. When I came to the UK, my flight return ticket to the UK was 110,000 naira. That's how much I paid. And I remember it was somewhere around 400 pounds return to the UK. Yeah, it was about 400 or maybe 450 pounds or something. Today, 400 pounds tickets is over 1 million naira. Yeah, 450 pounds is like 1 million naira. 500 pounds is like 1.1 or 1.2 million naira. Man, this is exhausting. Hello there.
Hello, Mayegu Baba.
So, how you doing, sir?
Oh, you know my voice.
Well, I do. Usually when the name pops up and I see the profile picture, I'm like, I know this person. Fair enough.
How are you doing?
I'm very well.
It's been perfect. I've been trying to avoid to call you, but the situation in Nigeria, the situation.
I'm gonna call.
Yes.
I'm glad you did.
It's damn. I don't know Nigeria anymore. I'm speechless when it comes to Nigeria. Sometimes I'm like, the tricky part is that in January I'm going with my family for a vacation there.
Oh dear. I have to kind of like pray for you. You're gonna probably.
I need all kinds of prayer. I promise you, I do.
You do.
I do.
Absolutely, you do. Something is that you'll be fine. Like the family, everyone will be fine when you are like careful on where and where to go to. But the saddest part is that you will never you know, the children, the family will never have the fun that they would have had when of Nigeria, I mean, the Nigeria of 10, 15 years ago.
God bless you, my ego. God bless you.
Far and wide. Feel it so
oh my
much.
God. Oh
Now
my
you have
God.
to be careful where and where you go to.
Yes. Yes.
It's unfair
Yes.
on them. It is unfair.
Yes. Yes. You know, I'm over 40 years and I can still remember how it is in my village. I'm from Imo State. I still can remember how I used to go from Lagos to the east for December celebrations, and we go in the hunting and all that. I wish my children can have this experience.
You know?
I mean, I wish, but I can't even try.
Be so careful. You just have to be like mindful. You have to be careful of a lot of things. And then the day you finally say we are going back, it's going to be like, oh, thank God we are now going back. But meanwhile, we are supposed to be looking forward to going home. Now,
yes, yes.
It's
the
really
sad news.
Nigeria did us.
The sad news is that I am stuck in Lagos with them, but I'm going to go to my village just to see my village by myself, not with them, because I'm scared of them. Exactly. Now you understand. But I miss my village so much that I want to go by myself, but I don't think they can survive whatever. I mean, hey, you had two to 3 days ago, unknown gunmen shooting. I mean, in my right next door to me. Jesus. Those whole incident happened close to me. I'm just like, wow. How can I take my kids there? They'll be like, Dad, what's this? They're never gonna go there if they see this kind of incident. They're never gonna go there.
People need to understand what this also does to us as Nigerians living in diaspora. Okay, it is sad that the dream we had years ago, 10, 12, 15 years ago, about going out there, to kind of make things out there for ourselves, and hopefully one of these days we're going to come back, enjoy the nature, enjoy the community, the whole community experience. But now you have to be mindful of how you get yourself, back to those places where Nigeria seems to just don't care. They don't care. You're on your own. It's unfair, man. Anyway,
I do no longer believe in the country anymore. I've lost hope, patience, and the people itself have disappointed me in so many ways. I have friends there still that I grew up with yesterday, and I keep asking them, why you guys can't stand up and fight for this? They are like, we are helpless. Even if we fight, no one will join us. They said to me, I'm like, this is a serious thing. Really, I didn't know how strong.
You can't keep looking away and hoping that it's sad, man. Damn.
I really can't wait, or like my expectation for that country has gone so much that now all I see is miserable. All I see is everyone miserable. People are miserable. I mean, the way my parents are complaining, then I imagine people that have nothing, how they can complain. I can't my ego baba. I don't know what we can do. I don't know what we can do to save that country
as well. Yeah, raising awareness, enlightening the people. Eventually, we are going to make up the critical mass. There are some of us who believe that once the signal is kind of like a sin, right? There are those who are actually, despite as worse as it sounds, right? There are those of us in the diaspora that actually want to return back there and fight. But they just want to see the sign. They want to see the willingness in the people there first.
Yes.
What they can
yes.
Yeah, we are joining you. We are facing this. There are people who want to go back in there and fight.
Yes. In as much that I'm not a fan of Showore, I supported him in his struggle of liberating Nigeria. But in the end, what did they do to him? They abandoned the poor guy. And like a lonely guy screaming in the desert. You understand? There's a part in the Bible that says that someone is screaming in the desert. It's like Showere is trying to say, we need...
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just scream and scream, and it's like, nobody hears. It seems.
No.
Anyway.
My ego. I'm sorry. I will let others get to talk to you.
Yeah, thanks so much for calling in.
I really appreciate you for listening to me and talking to me. Thank you, my ego.
Such a pleasure to hear from you, man. Take it easy, okay?
Same here.
Cheers, man.
Same here. Bye-bye.
That's I have another caller on the line. Here we go. Hello there.
Hello, Mayegu.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Good evening. I'm fine. This is Tolu from Glasgow, just back of you here.
Oh yeah, Baba.
Yeah, Papa. How are you doing?
Man. Yeah. How your side too?
We thank God.
Bless you, man. Bless you. Go for it.
Yes, sir. I just want to mention about the guy called MC that you're talking about. Did you know that this guy, there was a court judgment on Friday,
right,
about the previous president, which is called Barua, that upheld.
Yeah.
Yes, they first went to industrial court. Barua won. They now go to appeal court. On Friday, Barua won as well. And on Saturday, they now move to somewhere, they do kangaroo, whatever.
And now the election, unopposed.
On Saturday.
Unopposed.
Yeah, and there was a court judgment on Friday that said Barua is the authentic. Can you imagine? There is that country is a lossless country.
100%.
So now Barua is now going to back to court again now. Like, you say I'm the authentic chairman. These people now they are using federal might power. So they did not even listen
to chase after him.
I'm telling you, they're not even listening to the judge, to the court, or whatever, because they have might power, they have the back of the government and all that. So that's what is happening in that country. On Friday, they went to Abuja High Court, and Barua still won. And it was everywhere. And suddenly on Saturday, early morning, they just moved to somewhere in Shogbo or whatever. They went to go and do another meeting. And by Monday, they said no.
Office for him in Abuja.
I'm telling you, that country is a lawless country. Now, Barua is facing the Chief Justice of Nigeria to speak to the police. The police cannot even enforce the court order that was given to Barua. The police is now supporting what is it called?
MC.
MC. That even they said in their constitution, if you left the union, you need to wait for 2 years before you can become anything in the union again.
The guy won last year. Remember now, it was last year they did one, and this MC was defeated. I was surprised that they are doing another election now. I'm like, but I thought that's 2 years.
There was a court on Friday in this Abuja. So that country is a lawless country. They don't listen to any court order. It's just following his master step. That country they are so I don't know.
A lawless place. No rule
I'm telling you.
It is just now, the rule of God.
Now his son was boasting in America, saying, "Oh, my father, we rule Nigeria now. My father is now in Abuja." This and that.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we are no longer just ruling over Lagos. We are now
we are not 36 states. Oh my brother, we got airports in that country.
Well,
that's how it is. Thank you, my brother.
God bless you, Baba. You have a good one, okay? Nice one.
And you, yes.
I want to do you get. Here is another. We are coming close. Hello.
Baba.
Yes, so.
Good evening, Baba.
Good evening.
DJ on the line, Baba.
TJ.
Yes, Baba.
How you doing, Baba?
Baba, I'm just back from Nigeria 3 days ago.
Oh yeah, now gist me. How was it?
Baba, when I was in Nigeria, do you know what I always think most is like, when my always, say on the phone that there's nothing we take me to that contractor. That is what always comes in my mind. So, as in, what is coming to this boss mind to be saying this statement? Like nothing will ever bring me to this contraction. Because most people will not get it.
Man, come on. If
Baba, most people will be thinking,
something they happen.
Baba, most people will be thinking you are saying this maybe because of the they don't want the government to arrest you, but they wonder that is not the main reason why you are saying that. My Baba,
TJ.
Baba, I say, Baba, I'm even telling you, Baba, like even the way you are, like all what you are saying about Nigeria is 1,000%. But Baba, even when you get to that contract from Baba, as in, you will not be thinking that it's like all what you'll be saying in Scotland is like illusion, like this is the main reality.
Like you are
Baba,
face to face. And you are there questioning things like,
Baba, when I get to Nigeria, as in, Mama Papa me like, I don't matter so much job with it. But I feel waiting. Everywhere I want fast for. Do you know all the reliable people in the family, in Abuja, the good people that you always look onto them? What is that or
Jesus.
Dog eats dog. Dog eats dog. They want to
see. But you want to hide from them. But normal. Everybody you get.
But let me tell you one thing.
They hide from them.
But I don't even secret. Now we diaspora, now we the whole Nigeria. You see the reason why everybody is not coming out like people say, why are they not coming out this Baba? You said it tonight. It is because of what? They depend on us. Baba, that's the only reason. Don't even think about another thing. And Baba, you can't pity them in Nigeria. You can't pity them. I was the only thing. You can't pity them there. They are talking about self-determination. Yeah. They don't even give a damn. Ebi power ebi to lu wọn pẹ̀lú ìwé gbọ́nà ìjànàfi as in èmi bá lè jọ tọ́lẹ́ pé mo máa ń fún wọn lóúnjẹ jẹ ẹgbùdọ̀ jó pé mo ti dé ẹgbùdọ̀ jó ní ẹgbùdọ̀ jó. But when I come out, as in I realize that the West is about freedom. That is what as in wọ́n wọ́n pé òyìnbó wọ́n pè ìlú òyìnbó wá jẹ́ as in òmìnira freedom. When you
finally pass through that, their custom stuff, and you're on your way back, okay? And you are seated in the plane waiting for it to taxi. After all of that stress, how you feel? Say, oh, Momo, I'm getting out of this mess.
Baba, let me even tell you. See, Baba, I was left free, but Baba, I'm still as in now. I'm in trauma right now with what I went through in Nigeria. I'm in trauma right now. Baba, that trauma, I don't know when I'm going to take that trauma out for me because I'm still thinking what is going on there, Baba. Family are eating as a dog eat dog, family, as the people that told you what to eat, people that in Nigeria, as in people that drive big cars, I see them as only to eat. Àwọn tó ń wá aṣọ gidi wọ́n ti yí bàbá Máyégún gbogbo wọn tí wọ́n wà nọ́mà bọ́ ọmọ àdàbẹ̀ tó wà nọ́mà bọ́ ṣe wọ́n àwọn wèrè máa fẹ́ máa tún máa advice ẹ̀yin tẹ́tí wá láti ibi tẹ́tí lóbi lọ́wọ́ fẹ́ máa advice yín as in. Bàbá as in you go get some people to say you no go fit talk because just dey look dem say okay jẹ́ kí wèrè yìí ṣáà sọ̀rọ̀ ẹnu ẹ̀ as in no go fit talk sọ̀kọ́ tó bá ṣáà sọ tó bá ṣáà sọ okay as in you can't argue with them. They are able to argue with you, Papa. They are defending Tinubu.
Yeah.
They are defending Tinubu. One day, they are Akpabio. They are defending Tinubu Akpabio, saying that this political correct, like anything like the subsidy, is fighting. Oh, I can't argue, Baba. I can't argue. I can't argue.
I say, where I want start? Say, if not for Tinubu, there will be nothing for Yoruba in Nigeria. Now Tinubu,
that's what they are saying.
They never tell you say that Tinubu they stop the North. If not, the North want to they want to enslave us. Thank God for
that is not what they are saying. Tí máa yẹ bó ṣe ń sọ wípé lọ́sùn will bring you to this conference. Àwọn òkú tí ilé ẹ̀gbọ́n yìí ro ṣe jẹ́ ẹ̀ pé because everyone I did not think to that ààrẹ bàbá you know exaggerate ẹ wo people live in the diaspora. If I won't go to December, making avoid other African countries, or the other European countries, or South America, don't go to Nigeria, please.
Or else you go return with trauma.
I don't know when I go there with my own trauma. I don't know. I don't know.
You see, you don't know even.
I don't know.
This is your own trauma experience. Some people when they listen to you right now don't they get trauma because they have plan of going in December. Now you don't make that be like.
Baba, because when the common law, Nigeria ti Baba ọgbà wèrè níbi bẹ̀yẹn ọgbà wèrè gidi. I'm not exaggerating o. Gidi. Èmi tí mo lọ lájọ, mo dúpẹ́ pé mo dé láyẹ̀ bọ̀ bàbá ló ṣe wà yìí. Ìyàwó mi gan sọ fún mi ní pé please, ìyàwó mi gan sọ fún mi pé please, you know you should be grateful you are back. This Nigeria from your head has been doing what I do kill the people. I became something that you are around. Remove because you see it in my eyes. I'm just saying it more. Nigeria, but this is what I went through. This is what people are doing. I can't believe this man when I knew this man. This man was a very good man with he had a good job. When I saw him, he came to me, was begging me for money. He said that I gave him the money, but I was hoping that he's not selling. I was thinking about everything. When I went
for my mom's burial, right? A quick one. When I went for my mom's burial, yeah, I get this one Egbon.
Yeah, Baba.
When things still day tough for Nigeria, this Egbon broke even. Now recharge card in the sell. You know, Egbon when they sell recharge card, right? All these ones where they sell recharge card of little then, before you know it, they collect bulk. I'm talking about person where they trade with 2 million naira back then. 3 million.
Yeah.
If they buy in bulk, the guy is okay to just make profit of 50 kobo, 1 naira on each card. If they make money, Baba, say, tell me.
Baba, you don't lie, you.
I tell you, Baba.
You don't lie. You don't lie, Baba. And after the only property today, anybody that is telling you,
yeah. Okay, I will leave you. See, thank God say you came back alive. I mean, you came back well. And here you are. Yeah? Just take her easy, okay, and stay safe. Okay, send me well to the madam as well. You have a good one. So that's TJ. We are now more or less like just about 10 minutes to go. So let me take this one, a quick one. And please, if you haven't really liked the broadcast, please do, okay? Before we call it a night. Emoji, hello, sir.
Hello. Hello, my good evening, bro.
Good evening, how are you?
Fine. I just have a few things to say, you know. This morning when I saw your broadcast about Jose, this is the highest of it, you know. Not highest of it, I mean, is like we are done. We are done. It's very, very unfortunate. A president is sitting in another country and working for another country against his own country. So we are done. A president. We are done. That's so that
million people.
Yeah. That's why they are doing all these things. Because if you go back to the history of Nigeria had a hard contract with Germany for this presidential kid, you know. But Tinubu came and canceled that contract by going to America to take Escalade buying one for himself, buying one for his vice president. So this is it's not a new thing, but it's why I'm calling now. Just my heart is bleeding because they are not suffering anymore. They are old people. They are already going down, and the new ones, the children, the people that are in middle age, that they are suffering, they are dying. And these guys, they can't even say, okay, let me just take little of all this wealth. I know. Let me give to these people. I know that I don't have
more. I know.
this money. So let me just do a little. I know these people are holding me. I cannot do anything against what they want. Let them be taken, but let these people, over 200 million people, let them eat. Let them have good life. Because me, I don't need it anymore. Tinubu and his cabinet, everybody as a politician now in Nigeria, they don't need this money. They're already rich. They are eating. They can buy a bag of rice 200,000. Do you know that the UBA are terminating contract of their staffs and telling them to come and sign that they resigned by themselves? Nobody, no law. Like somebody will mention Showore. Yeah, Showore is fighting. He wants revolution. But from his last interview, he said something that Igbos will not survive if Nigeria did not break. So that from that tone, not only the Igbos, Showore is now asking Nigeria to break up. But people are still thinking that this guy is still talking about revolution. Nigeria must break up to save lives, because what is happening now, you see, these guys are doing like they don't have time. They are not behaving like people that have they are behaving like people that have mental problem, mental issues. Because I have not seen in my life somebody will be taking something that he cannot use. If you open your fridge now, there's a lot of food inside your fridge. You can only take one and eat. You cannot eat this like a rat. But these guys are. Yeah, but these guys are eating like a rat everywhere. Look at Wike. He never allowed the journalists to talk. And they asked him one question. They started laughing. They started laughing at him. They started laughing. It's not a joke. Push him, but because they cannot do it. But when they do that and disgrace him on camera, at the back, he will go and arrest them or punish them from another side. You see? So look at Edo State. For the first time in Nigeria, a governor a sitting governor or outgoing governor never handed over to a new one. They went to another place and do their charade. They didn't invite the old governor. So who handed him over? What did they hand him over? Who handed him over? So everybody is doing what he wants to do. All these old men that saw Nigeria, that have enjoyed Nigeria, enjoyed their life, and when they look back, they see people suffering. They see their people dying. They see everyday posters. People are committing suicide. People are killing themselves. People are killing each other. A lot of crimes. But they're still eating, going. It bleeds my heart. This point today is the height of it. A sitting president working for another president.
You haven't heard enough. There's still so much that you're going to come across tomorrow that's still going to make you feel like there's no end in sight.
What is Ababio doing there? What are the army doing? Shame on Ribadu. Shame on him. A sitting president working for a saboteur. How can work? How can Niger and Burkina Faso army work with them? It cannot happen.
No.
They cannot sit down. The same people. Okay, look at Mali.
Thank you.
Mali is clearing their money. Thank you so much. You're doing a lot. My head is.
We'll keep the enlightenment going until one day we're going to come up on this program and we say the hour has come, and we are looking forward to it. Thank you so much, and you have a good one. Okay. So I have. Hang on. I just lost a caller there. Sorry. I'm trying to see if I can take just one or two more. Depends on which one comes in. So let's see. I think I have one there. If we can do it properly, we only have just about 4 minutes to go. Let's share it. Hello.
The General.
Yes, sir. Baba, how are you?
I'm good, my brother. I'm good. It's me, Saviola, calling you again from Toronto.
Fantastic, man. Good to have you again, please.
Yeah, my God, there's something I want to ask before I will give my own contribution there. Is it true? Is it the same God that created the Westerners? Is it the same God that created we Africans?
Since they say God no be two, say na one God. Some said that if let's say when God took break, right? When just go stretch after creating others. They say some of the angels where they work with them, they can't use the remaining sand where they there, come mold us. Some said that if he no be him, but Baba, here we are.
My God,
it's a tough one.
My God. Some years back when we were growing, there's these pictures that most Christians do use, that you will see an angel being a white man, then Lucifer being a black man, an angel with the white man standing on top of a black man. Do you remember that picture?
I know.
It's part of the brainwashing, bro. But let me tell you the truth, bro. If you look that picture and you really think well, if you can reason to an extent, brother, we are wicked. My God, if you can think well, you see we black people, we are wicked. I'm going to tell you something that will shock Nigerians. Do you know if it were black people that have the same grace that Westerners have, maybe the world would have been suffering today. Even the Western people won't be able to come to Africa. We are wicked. What is it that these so-called politicians have not done to these young men and women back home? They pay for light without having light. They pay for water without having water. They are being forced to pay for everything. Now, even the judiciary, which they said is the hope for the common man, they don't longer have hope there. The so-called politicians are busy. They have captured the judiciary through Wike, building of houses, buying of cars.
They are proud of what they have done.
Not Chibika Mechi said something. It's just that we Nigerians, the way we reason, and we don't take anything serious. Amechi said, if you lie 10 Nigerians now and shoot them, nothing will happen. People will be going as if it's just a normal thing.
It is so true.
Brother, since yesterday that you released this report about Tinubu and the things that I've seen today, well, you know, those of us that have always been of the side, break the cage, let everybody go. Dismantle this slave settlement, let people have life. They see us as being violent. They see us as being radical. What is the solution to this suffering? Yeah. My brother, there's nothing they've not called us. The problem is, how do we solve that's the question. How do we resolve this thing and save this life? We are not talking only about hunger. What of the terrorism that has taken all over the whole country? The general, please, my brother.
Thank you so much,
thank you so much, bro.
Perspective, okay. But because of our time, okay, I will speak to you again. You have a good one, sir.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Good night.
So there's a lot that we can pick from ourselves in this vein, all right? And I understand the fact that some of you don't like people using the general verb like us, like we are this, we are that, and all that. But you must understand that people can speak in can speak in words that they don't really mean everyone. But when the majority pretty much suits that kind of description, sure you get, it then makes it makes sense to say us. Well, I get where some of you are coming from. So the question he asked me about, Shana, the same God that created the white, created the... Well, one thing is that the whites are even more wicked when it comes to how they have treated us, the blacks, how the blacks have treated themselves and all of that. But in reality, right, the white people, the way they have treated themselves is a bit much fairer, okay? Even though in their own history, they sold themselves as slaves too, right? The British sold the Irish as slaves, in case if you don't know. I'm just saying. Now, the blacks have sold themselves for slavery as well. But these days, at least the whites kind of like treat themselves better than the way we, the blacks, treat ourselves. That is the point he's trying to make, okay? But to that answer of, Shana, the same God created us, I don't think so. If we want to use that mythology, all right? The mythology of, indeed, if you know, be the same, or it doesn't really make any sense though. This for tonight. This lady that has been calling in, it's totally out of hand. The African Wahala How are you?
Yes, sir. I'm good, my brother. I can make it very snappy just to allow that lady call in if necessary.
No, that's
I just wanted to thank you.
Adios.
Okay, I want to thank you first and foremost for for putting out this expose the way you did yesterday. I didn't have the opportunity to call in, but I am very grateful, and many people have said the same thing, that they are also grateful, because it takes a lot of courage to do what you did. And also shout out to David Honday. Honday, that guy, me personally, I've had some things that I didn't like about this.
So if somebody like me is sharing a publicly available, but what about the person that has put his life on the line to actually did these things, continue to fight and fight, even though Nigerians don't even appreciate him, they want him killed. I won't say Nigerians, but some of these Ronukus want him killed. So if somebody like that is not slowing down, how would somebody like me now begin to fear what is already public?
Man,
go on.
Marigo, man, shout out, David Honday. Shout out to you, my brother. Me, personally, I had some gripe with you, but it doesn't even matter. Who cares? Nobody cares. That's irrelevant. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for throwing Mayego the alley hoop. And Mayego caught it and slam dunked it. Because that's what you did. You thoroughly broke it down yesterday for us to understand how we are still in slavery, pretty much. Because that's my conclusion. We are still in slavery. Unfortunately, we went through that process of slavery, colonization, and neo-colonization. It seems like we are at the tail end of that process, because more people are now aware that we are still controlled. We still have agents in our governments controlling our economies, increasing our taxes, making our lives miserable. So African people are not dumb, because a lot of people genuinely believe that African people are stupid because Africa is messed up. But part of the reasons why we are where we are is the collaboration of some African people with imperialists to keep us where we are. But that's all it is. But thank you, Marigo, for exposing this. I was a little bit, I won't say depressed, because I'm not surprised about anything that happens in Nigeria. But I'm just happy that more people know about this and they understand that, yes, we are in trouble and we have to find a solution. Thank you so much, Marigo. Thank you.
Bless you, the African Wall, and thank you so much for all you do as well, okay? And stay safe, bro, okay? You have a good one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, my brother.
Take this, and I will believe this is our last caller for this. Hello, ma.
Hello, Mayogu.
Hello, ma. I love your persistence. Ma.
Hello, Mayogu.
I know, you've been on there forever, and it's because of you I'm saying.
3 years. 3 years I've been calling.
I know, and I will not forgive myself if I.
3 years. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
You need to mute the broadcast now and let's talk, so that the rest of our listeners can listen to us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Yes. You're doing a great work.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Great. Thank you so much for
yes, I can hear you.
I have been seeing this your call, but most of the time when somebody is finishing their own talk, you are already like somebody else has replaced the call. I'm like, oh no, I'm glad you didn't give up. Please.
I just didn't want to. I want to talk to you. Yes.
Please.
Thank you very much for all that you are doing.
Thank you, ma'am.
All that you are doing. My husband, incidentally, is not here now, but we're always here with you, listening, and we share with people back home. I'm calling from Canada. Thank you very much.
You are so welcome.
It's nice
Everybody can hear you too, so you can add yours like others.
Yes. As for those in government, all they do is amass wealth, but they should remember there is death. Those who did it in the past, they died and left everything. Even the people from my own side, Okotiebo, had all the money, but it's gone. And what is the legacy? Nothing can be remembered of him. Let us live a life of legacy. Something that you can be remembered of. That is just what I want to say. But grabbing, collecting money, you want all the money, but there is debt. We should remember that. Mayogu, thank you very much. It's so nice talking to you.
I know, it's such a pleasure.
Nice talking to you.
It's, now I can go to bed. Because I've been like,
yes,
she's been on and on, and she's not giving up. And, inside me, I was like, I hope she won't stop calling. I hope she won't. And I'm glad you did it. Thank you so much.
Yes, I did. Yes.
Enjoy
after 3 years in Canada, listening to you, you make my day. You make our day in this home.
Too.
Every day, myself and my husband. At the end, we dance to the music.
Bless you. Please, I wish he was here, but now that he's not,
he's sleepy already.
Remember, I said okay, or you cannot just play him this last part and say, I said, hello, sir. And thank you, ma'am. Okay. You enjoy the rest of the day. Okay. Good night.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. So that's my last caller this evening. And to everyone else still watching, thank you so much for staying to this point. From my first caller to the last caller, you've all been so great. We've had a wonderful day. Tomorrow is another day. Remember, but please, that you spend your evening with me this long means that you enjoy the old charts, right? Please like the broadcast before you go to bed, okay? Share it as well. And I am going to see you again tomorrow. Inshallah. So good night, everyone. From here.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Mayegun dayari politico. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bíjó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.